Okay, so you guys have 15 minutes out of character to decide what you're going to do. No input from the DM unless you ask a specific question. You guys can just talk freely. Don't worry about being in character. Um, well, how would you guys prefer to do that? Would you prefer to be in character or out of character?
It would have to be out of character because this is a question of mechanics.
Okay, okay, so yeah,
This is not something knowledge that would Colleen have said. It's a Nick plan. It's not a Colleen plan.
I'll
Right.
give it to you out of character. You can, of course, reference whether in character would go with that, especially if it's like the captain or the pilot or somebody who's integral to the plan. If they simply wouldn't do it, you guys may need to rethink. And then once you've done your planning, we'll go back into character and you can talk out that plan and then put it into action. All right,
Mhm.
and puppies and go.
Yeah.
All right.
They'll be leaving.
Here's the plan. Barring anything that basically avoids the ship combat, we obviously can't shoot them, so we have to get away. Um,
Yeah.
if you look under bridge action, the only thing that can get you out of ship combat is basically escape combat, where our
Yep.
pilot gets us out of it. So the question is basically to get all the command points for that. The next thing is they have, unless Mike did something different, they have a pool of command points to use for their ship, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So now M has the Star Captain. So we have 2 command points from there. Um, which means we need at least technically 2 more to get Jeff to where he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Which means as long as we don't hit, engineering can generate a command point, and technically gunnery can. Since we don't have weapons, we still have a tactical console that would basically tell us what they might be doing, give us vectors, things like that. So we can get command points for that. The question is, we don't want to be shot at. Now the captain also has the support department, which basically means 2 less command points for an action. So Jeff could do his escape combat with basically 2 command points. And the rest of the plan is for the comms, the crash systems, where I can basically take away their command points. That's essentially the plan, because there is not much else that would help us in any way, shape, or form. So we might get hit a couple of times, and their torpedoes will completely negate our armor. That armor piercing basically gets through a reinforced hull. So that's basically the plan. Generate enough command points. Hope that Jeff gets us out of there because he needs those 3 escape points. And here's the thing: what they can do is basically pursue target if they had to just keep up with us if they want to basically stay on us. So debuffing their command points means they can't fire as much as they would like to, and do that. That's essentially the plan. That basically uses her actions, has engineering, gunnery, get us the full pool that we can. Then the most important thing would be the escape combat, where she can also use the department to bring that down, and the rest I would suggest we throw into crash systems to basically try to debuff them, and then hope we get the 3 points to escape. So hopefully Jeff is a great pilot, and because I think Mike mentioned that their drive is technically more powerful. So I don't know how that relates to their speed, but yes, that's because everything
That didn't
else.
sound like it related to in-system stuff, though.
I was slightly wrong about that. Drive rating does improve speed in system and such as
Uh-huh.
well. It doesn't improve combat speed, but combat speed is actually just for maneuverability.
But yeah, and once we've escaped, then we can try to basically get away from them to break their detection lock. And then we can spike drive out if we wanted to. Because spooling up that thing would take half an hour. At that point, we're atoms in the sky. If we just do that.
Spooling up spike drive is a half hour.
Yep.
There's 2 combat rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At which point they could fire pretty much unopposed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is at least a post plan that we can technically pull off. Now, what it is possible, instead of kind of generating just one command point with the do your duty, you could go for the above and beyond. Because it can give you more command points. The problem is,
If we
fail that, minus 1 command point.
Yeah, and that's against a difficulty 9.
Yeah. I mean, all the other things are also opposed, like the crash systems is an opposed roll, mine programming against theirs. And same with the escape combat. So it's a question of, are we better than they are?
Yeah. Whereas do your duty just guarantees you a point, but that's all it gets you.
Well, yeah, the do your duty is there, and set above and beyond and do your duty, you can't do anything else. That's the other drawdown. Everything else can be done. But yeah, escape combat and crash systems are still opposed rolls.
Are NPCs going to be generating command points for
No.
us, Mike?
They're
Nope.
not.
Yeah.
The only things that generate command points are the 5 bridge stations. If you need an NPC to fill one of those bridge stations, then they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But all
basically, Tom on gunnery.
I didn't hear any of that, so...
No.
Did you guys, the rest of you guys at least hear Mike?
Yes.
Okay, so it must be on my end, which is weird because it sounded fine yesterday.
Yeah, if you've got an NPC on one of your bridge stations, the only thing it can do is do your duty.
Gotcha.
Yep.
But that at least
And
would generate
gunnery.
command.
Mhm.
But
It
are
does.
we putting any of them on that?
Well, Tom.
Oh, excuse me.
But the point I think you missed, Matt, is that you only have 5 bridge stations. It doesn't matter how many additional NPCs you have.
Gotcha.
It's Pancake's coming back at you, huh?
I just inhaled at the wrong moment.
Alright, you guys have a little over 8 minutes left. Any back talk, any other alternates?
I mean, honestly, basically my plan was to GTFO.
Yeah, that's the only real option we have.
Yes, that's hence my plan. Yes.
I think that would give us a fairly good chance of getting out.
Yeah, as long as we can get up in time.
In all fairness, though, what the NPCs can do, if we get hit and have a crisis, they can deal with a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we have that covered. That's kind of our emergency, basic damage control teams. But yes, the proposed order would basically that the captain designates gunnery, engineering, then comes bridge actions, and then last comm actions. Because we need to generate the points first before we spend them.
Yeah.
And then she uses support department for the bridge actions, basically for her own action. So gunnery, engineering, captain, bridge, comms.
So, Tom on gunnery.
Well, gunnery in this case more since we have the tactical console, since we don't have guns per se, just tactical informations. Of course, it would still throw that out.
Right.
But yeah, that is the plan. We probably will take some damage, but at least that's the only way to get out of there. And then we can either jump out, or if we break the detection lock, we might just circle around, try to stay undetected, and get that damn lightning rod and fix the gun.
We can fix the gun if we get away, we do have enough to fix one gun.
You've got
We've
enough,
got enough.
Components, not enough salvage.
Exactly.
Not enough salvage.
Also, yeah,
We've
That's
got the
right.
pre-tech. We don't have the just chunks of metal.
And wiring and circuitry and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have us roll. I can't remember, Mike. You didn't have us roll initiative for this before we went to the cliffhanger, did you?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, we're pre-initiative.
We get basically because of this is because of Colleen's warning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We get to take an action basically to prepare.
Yeah, I was just worried about them getting shots off at us beforehand.
Well,
No,
we'll get
that's what
shots
this warning
off.
was.
Yeah, I fully expect us to take some damage to get that through, because that's why I was asking if we have any more command points to spare.
No, I may have written a gift for one of the character options that allows a non-captain to provide command points, but none of you selected those characters.
So you're saying it's all our fault?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is always your fault. The GM's not responsible for anything.
Right.
All right. But unless anyone has a better plan or questions?
Now the captain action support department couldn't be used to drop the escape combat down to 2 command points.
Yes, it needs
Yes,
to
and
be.
that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. You guys
I mean,
need...
technically, if we get hit, she can also use the keep together.
Right.
Mhm.
But that gets tricky, cause with crisis. So. But yes, have the rest of the NPCs deal with crisis, Tom on gunnery, and then the rest of us on the other stations.
I do want to clarify that. I don't believe miscellaneous NPCs that are not assigned to a station can actually do the deal with crisis command. That'll still require somebody at a station at a bridge station to do the command. You can say that there are NPCs doing the things, but it still is going to take an action from somebody at a bridge station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, otherwise filling a ship with 200 NPCs would make crises trivial.
Mm-hmm.
You can, like I said, you can use the NPCs as the flavor text of how the crisis is being dealt with. It's still going to use your role, because most of those crises also require a role of some sort, and you probably want your skill rolls rather than NPC skill rolls.
In general, yes.
NPCs do not get great skill rolls, just in general. Even skilled professionals and experts have like a +3 or +4 at most, I think. I believe you guys are already at that for some of your skills.
Yeah, I mean, it takes. I mean, even to get my +4, that just genius level intellect.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you guys all set?
No. No.
But yes, in character, I would say basically that this will all be stuff that our captain and our pilot knows. As I said, it's not something Colleen would know. Hence, Nick plan, not Colleen plan.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the timer. You had 2 minutes left, so sounds like 15 minutes was actually a pretty good period for that.
Yep.
Yeah. Quick reminder, I'm trying to remember where exactly Dude was in the ship. I think we were down in the maintenance bay, weren't we?
Everybody had convened on the bridge.
Actually, Colleen is currently racing back to the bridge.
Okay.
She was
Every-
in event.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'd said Emma said that Cap gets back to the bridge to talk to the boys, and I said Colleen arrives right behind her, and I had this funny little joke of, all right, Cap arrives, and then Em started talking, and then I interrupted with, all right, Colleen arrives. I thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Colleen has just finished racing back to the bridge. You guys have all convened.
Okay, so Tom gets on Tom to tactical station.
He grunts approval.
I'm having a blonde moment. Because that seemed very fast to me. 15 minutes or not.
I agree.
Well, dude would be heading to the engineering station immediately.
Yes. And basically, Cap will lay out the plan and say we can't fight these guys. They'll blow us out of the sky. We need to get out of here and fast.
Yeah.
I'll get the engines up as quick as I can, Cap. You gonna keep us alive, Clark?
I'll do my damnedest.
Well, I won't know if you fail, so.
Oh, I think we'll see it coming.
Yeah, with it briefly. Slight wind.
I'm gonna pretend I don't see it coming. I don't want to go to St. Peter looking surprised. And it starts punching buttons.
Alright, I cannot make the Raza uneditable to you guys and still allow you to see it. So, here's me saying as a GM, don't edit it.
Oh, the character sheet?
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying go make any edits that are necessary.
Someone just edit the AC a little bit.
Your teachers must have hated you, Jeff.
Quick, let's peek at the bits and pieces and see what the numbers are.
That's why I gave it to you. This is your ship. There's a lot of broken stuff on it.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Broken.
Metaspatial harbinger.
Those
If I can get some of
if
those
you had that
mods working,
regenerative
that'd be nice.
armor active, then those wait, hang on. Torpedoes are
Nope,
armor
doesn't
class
matter.
still 20. Yeah, never mind.
Yep. That's why I said negates us.
Yep, everything. However, you can see that your ship speed is actually very high for a cruiser class
Ooh.
ship. The Raza, with all of the things put into it, is where are we at?
Expensive.
Is expensive.
Oh yeah.
And come on, there's a lot of stuff there. It is as fast as free merchant frigates. Not quite as fast as patrol boats, but it is faster than anything faster than anything except for patrol boat of frigate class and higher.
Yeah, I was gonna say a normal fleet cruiser has a speed of 1.
Yep.
So
Yep.
might
If
have
we
a
had
little
all
edge
our
there.
guns, we'd have 35 power at our disposal. Jesus Christ.
Yes, but our guns obviously seem to do 0 damage. So even if they were on just fireworks.
Yeah, weapons are the largest suck of power. That's hilarious, Jeff.
I realized it when I went to scroll the Raza sheet.
So he's the other viewer.
That's funny. How were you dealing with the delay? I guess it wasn't really coming into.
I don't have
play.
the volume on the stream.
Gotcha.
Neither do I.
I was just looking at it.
So the delay would have been unnoticeable, more or less.
Yeah, that's hilarious. All right, now let's run away.
All right.
Run
Um,
away!
Clark does what he
Boy,
needs
that
to do.
emergency drill would be really useful now.
What?
Be really, really useful right about now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
Okay. There
We've
is
even
one.
got the fix for it.
There is one more thing that I need to add before this combat starts. Um, Mel's not here, unfortunately. However, his android character has a certain special feature. Um, it's actually that special feature which we've used to flavor why he's been out of commission for so long. But what's his name? Andy? Nemo. Nemo, the android,
Nemo.
is able to get transmitted to the ship's black box some information that he received, which your ship did not for some reason. Um, and that is rudders. If
Huh.
you look at the map, which is, I believe, what I've currently got on screen for you right now, I'm going to place a couple of pogs, and where'd my pogs go? Where'd my art library? Pogs, info. These blue pogs are, yes, good positioning, rudders that you could get.
So 1 hex, 3 hex, 4 hex. Oh, that's a bunch of.
That is a bunch.
Huh.
1 hex, 2 hex, 4 hex, blue
He
hex.
can't hold on to all the data because rudders are freaking massive. That's why it's usually handled on a planetary computer basis. Um, but those are the
He can
rudders.
input those into the ship.
He can input 2 of them into the ship.
Do we know what they are? Do we have any idea what they are?
You do not.
In all fairness,
like
if we do jump out, I would suggest jumping back to Endoys, because we know they're at least friendly. If necessary, they have an orbital battery, and we might need to do some repairs.
How old are these rudders?
They're new.
Sweet.
Mhm.
Okay.
They're less than 6 months old.
The problem with Andoys is that we don't have anything left really to trade back with them.
We do. Research data. We have the data.
Whether that's useful to them or not, yeah.
And Jeff, let me give you more exact, because I realize that less than 6 month old still has more other things. So yeah, there's actually less than 6 months old isn't even a thing.
Let's see here. We had a 1 rated drill, right?
You have a 1 rated drill with your
So we
bonus
can go
given
2
to
hexes. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I think the 2 closest are the obvious keeps.
The 3 closest to you. Sorry, hang on. Yes, the 3 closest to you are less than a month old.
The question is, if we go to Andoys, would they even help us?
Yes.
You guys are on real time now.
Yeah.
And you can continue having this discussion while you're engaged in the combat. Ship combat rounds are 15 minutes, and it's not going to be filled every second with commands. You'll be able to have some conversation in between everything.
Yeah, I kind of figured we were, at no point would dude's hands have left his terminal.
Yeah. It actually is far more reflective of Star Trek combat, in that you can have a science officer come up to the captain and give them detailed information without necessarily losing the captain's focus on everything or letting shots fly.
Right.
Now, if we go back to Andoys, it's a dead end. There's Stet, and then that's all we got that way.
As
Yeah,
Clark
we just have to warp back in.
as Clark is spooling up the engines, the Derringer notices and immediately hails the Santa Clarita.
Put him through.
You can see the red lighting in the background, signifying battle event, and there's your combat music.
Oh God, no! Stop that.
See, I don't have the roll 20 noise sound up, so I get to miss.
So he declares sternly, Porcelain of the Raza, shut down your engines, prepare to be boarded, you are under arrest.
She shuts it down.
Shuts down the engines? Alright.
Shuts down. No. Shuts down the comms.
Alright. He's not trying to hail you again.
Yep. Get us out of here.
All right,
Working on it, Cat.
getting out of here.
First round of combat starts. The Raza has initiative.
All right.
So
All
that
right.
puts the control in the captain's hands.
Oh God, you guys want me to roll these dice?
No,
You're not
you're...
rolling anything.
Yeah, actually, the
Okay.
captain doesn't roll anything.
Oh,
Nope.
thank God, because my dice have hated me.
You just have to make sure you designate everything in the right order.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah,
go on job.
Cap just makes decisions.
So captain actions are into the fire, which is not useful right now. You haven't actually taken any hits, but into the fire lets you... Oh, I'm thinking of the other one. Into the fire, yes, would allow you to take a crisis and gain your lead skill +1 in command points. Okay? Keep it together is what I was thinking of. If you are hit by an attack and you decide that you don't want to be hit by that attack, you can just nullify the hit entirely and you take a crisis. You can do that at any time, only once per round. The one that Nick was talking about, support department, is you simply choose a department, and one action that department takes will require 2 fewer command points, and you can do that also once per round.
Okay. What do I need to do? I'm not seeing these powers. Am I missing them
They're
somehow?
on page 117.
I was going to say, if you got
That
the PDF
would be
up,
why I don't have the PDF open.
Okay.
the
And
escape
I don't
combat
remember where it is.
the escape combat action we're looking for is in bridge actions. So
I
that would
think I've got
Is
it linked in
under
the Discord.
discussion? Yeah, I just have to. Is it pinned?
Yeah, it should be pinned. Here's my house rules.
There we
I
go.
believe it was in the Discord.
Yeah, the whole folder is pinned in the discussion channel.
All right, stars without numbers.
Revise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said page
117.
117. Oh, come on. No. You mean I can't just type in a number to the page that I want to go to? For the love of
You can.
Pete. Where?
Up
I
top?
don't know in the Dropbox built
Yeah, if
in
you've opened
PDF.
it in the Dropbox view,
Oh, the Dropbox. I didn't know about that.
that's all kinds of strangeness.
Yeah,
That's why I like having my little
way
tablet
overshot. And
and-
I
Yep. That's why I have a copy on my desktop.
page 109. Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, space combat. So I need to generate 2 combat points for escape combat.
Mm-hmm. And that is part of Nick's plan.
All right, support department.
Yeah, and
No, I need to
supporting
do
bridge.
comms comms actions first?
No.
'cause
Basically, we need to generate the points first. You get 2 from your star captain.
Right.
Then you do the support department for bridge. And then the next step is
Department.
you would then designate all the departments that will generate the rest of the points, as in engineering and gunnery.
Okay, so I want Tom to keep us informed about if they're firing on us.
Okay.
Basically, give us the tactical information, what direction they're moving.
Right. I'll pause you right there before you go on.
Okay.
Tom responds with "Do your duty" and generates a command point for you.
Okay, and
Tom's
then
turn is done.
I need engineering to get me. Well, he's working on getting the engines running.
Nope, your engines are running at optimal capacity right now. There's really not much for him to do as far as getting those engines running right now. He can
Optimize things.
yeah, he can always try and stay with the absolute. I realized that this is probably where you were going, and I jumped in. The engines are running right now. There, I'll end it right
Yes,
there.
but
kinda
to optimize them and get as much power to the engines to get us out of here.
Well, if we had a surplus of combat points, I could try a boost engines action to get us more
Yeah,
speed for the
we
evasion.
don't.
We would need a total of 4 before we could even do that. 2 for the escape combat, and then another 2 for boost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have none to spare.
So yeah, we're only going to end up with the 2 we need for escape combat by me just doing do your duty. I'd have to try above and beyond, and that might go disastrously. So I think we'll play it safe, and dude will just go with do your duty and keep an eye on the systems, make sure nothing breaks while we're getting the hell out of here.
Okay.
Wait,
And generate 1 combat point.
You've got another command point. You now have a total of 4.
Okay, so then once we have those 4, because we got some from engineering, I'm gonna tell Colleen to try to scramble. Hold on, sorry, brain.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, Emma, unless you're doing it as an in-character thing, you don't actually need to tell each department what to do. Vice versa,
Okay.
they don't actually have to do what you tell them to do. You can if you want, as a minimal, you simply designate the department and tell them, do your thing.
All
However,
right, Colleen, do your thing.
if you as a captain want someone to do something specific, then you can always tell them what you want to do. But again, they don't have to do that. They've got control of that console.
Did our pilot already do his fancy flying?
not yet.
Yeah, that would have to come first before.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
It's the more important thing. Because with that, if that doesn't work, then everything else is pointless.
Yeah.
Now we got to succeed on escape combat 3 times, don't we?
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so sorry, I'm way more stressed out about this than I probably should be.
We're doing all right. I might have missed this in a cutout from my not great Discord connection. But what are we using the other 2 command points for?
Crash systems.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
to
looking at
basically
that and I figured-
reduce Yeah, reduce the points they have. Then they have to choose if they want to, say, pursue us
Mm-hmm.
and fire. So I don't know how high the pool is, of course, but it reduces what they can do.
Yeah. I figured it was either that or evasive maneuvers, so.
Yeah, I did decide kind of against evasive maneuvers and things like that, because if they have their full pool, they can pursue target and still do things, which means we're just deadlocked.
I was going to say, high AC doesn't really help if we can't get away.
Yep.
They'll burn us down. So
I
Don't
mean,
let
we
it
could
crash
boost
this one.
ourselves till they run out of torpedoes, but that will take a while.
Yeah, don't let it stress you, Emma. This is combat like any other in reality. It's just combat with new mechanics.
If we all die, nobody gets to complain anyway, because we're all dead. Nobody will hold it against you.
I'll hold it against me.
No, you'd be dead.
There is an escape pod like in the bridge, right?
No.
There's an ejector seat.
You can eject your seat. I'll be spaced. Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. I'd rather get spaced than blow up. Fuck this shit.
All right. So before Colleen goes, Clark, get us out of here.
You ain't got to say it twice, man. All right. Yeah, I will use escape combat. Yeah, that's it.
hmm
Interdex.
It's basically a pallet check from you.
Yep.
Plus your
Okay,
ship's speed,
so-
which is 3.
Oh,
hmm
wait, what?
Yeah, you roll the.
Okay, so
opposed
plus
check
3.
plus
Okay,
3.
so all right.
We're just rolling against the same thing in their speed.
So I'm rolling pilots with int, and then plus 3, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Not terrible.
Oh,
Oh.
well, at least I know I have a
Jesus
much better
Christ.
bonus.
On
Yeah.
a win. What's a win?
Well,
Oh
yeah, I
my
was just
God.
gonna ask, does it deal anywhere with where ties
Oh
go?
my God.
Generally speaking, at least in the past, you have done ties go with us.
I believe I
Well,
have, yeah.
I think that actually says that in this thing, but I can't remember if I'm just imagining that.
I want to look for that, yeah. Of course, searching opposed skill gets me every. Okay. For opposed
Why-
skill checks.
okay.
It doesn't. And the higher roll wins. Alright.
Well, no
If
shit.
the roll is equal or higher than the check difficulty, I'm gonna just stick with that. On a static DC, the PC wins if it is, or the aggressor wins if it is equal or higher. And it doesn't say anything about ties for opposed rolls. So I'm just gonna stick with that standard. You guys win that by the skin of your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Their crew is showing that they are a skilled crew. They're not as good as Clark because they're NPCs, but they're still dangerously skilled. And you get a point of escape.
As long as they're not dangerously cheesy, we're okay.
Now remember, you
Boo.
Actually, they get a point of escape.
yeah, they get a point of escape.
On a win,
It's-
all enemy ships gain 1 point of escape.
yeah, it's weird, but it makes sense
Right,
if
yeah,
there are
it's-
multiple enemy ships. It would be super complicated if you guys had 2 ships, and so that will never happen.
Right, but if we were trying to escape from 3 different ships and 2 of them failed their rolls and one of them
Nope.
didn't, we would escape from 2 of them and one of them could potentially
No,
still.
all of them. On a
Yeah.
win, all enemy ships gain 1 point of escape.
It's just their fastest ship that is rolling against you.
Interesting.
Now, each of them could, on their turn, attempt to pursue and remove one of those escape, and that's why it's escape on them. All right. The Derringer has gained a point of escape. It is still within combat range, and I believe you've got 2 command points left and 1 department left, Emma.
Colleen, do your thing.
On it. And she is just gonna. She actually now has a nice database to use that from. She's bombarding them, their whole frequencies with old cartoons
Okay.
to basically scramble everything they got. Yeah, Marx Brothers.
This is unfortunately not hacking.
I know. That's programming. I asked you about that last time.
Yes, I know you did. I just wanted to reiterate. Because
We're just trying to scramble their sensors, basically.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. And your program skill is 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if we had more command points, I could pull that multiple times.
Yeah. Excuse me. Alright, it is the Derringer's turn. You've reduced their command points by 2, which does definitely limit their options. They're going to attempt to... Oof.
Yeah.
That totally limits their options.
Oh, Mike,
Well,
I did find
totally plan.
opposed skill checks.
Mm-hmm.
Ties go to the PC.
Okay, thank you.
Thank God.
What section was that in? Out
What
of
did I even
curiosity.
roll that for that?
47
Ooh, 5 and a
opposed
5.
skill checks.
47, I thought I was on that.
I typed in opposed
my
and that got me a lot of
goodness.
results, but yeah.
So, I was actually on the systems overview. Why isn't it there?
I don't know.
Alright. Let me get back to my combat page. Figure out what they can do with the command points that they have.
I'm hoping a grand total of jack and shit.
Oh no, this is a elite military starship.
Vessel. Yes.
Yeah.
This is not.
So Jack has not left town for them?
No, unfortunately.
Jack has finished with the toilet, Matt. And does not need to shit again.
He's shitting himself in mortal fear right now.
Sorry I brought it up.
No, they're going to target ship's skill check plus speed. They're going to try and pursue. So this is another check against your piloting, Jeff.
We still get that +3, right?
Yeah, it still includes your speed.
Okay.
So this is like a pursue action.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna shake
Shake 'em off.
them.
Shake that ship's tail feathers.
Oh, man.
Okay.
That's the same roll.
Yeah, let's see if I get the same roll. No!
Nope.
You're gonna be lower.
They
Nice.
they don't make it.
Did we get another point of escape?
No, they just didn't
No.
shed a point of escape.
Right. Yeah, they would have negated it if they'd won.
And there are no other one command point actions that can be taken and be useful this turn.
Check. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
And
right.
be
Even
useful, yeah.
firing a weapon costs 2.
Yeah, and target
Yes.
system is a weapon you fire this round.
Right, and NPC ships don't generate command points; they just have a set pool
Yep.
each time.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Next round starts. Raza.
I mean, not to play devil's advocate here. Technically, they could take a captain action, not knowing how fast their pool is.
I suppose they actually could.
Nick.
Sorry. In the interest of fairness.
I don't care about fairness. I care about getting us the hell out of here.
Fuck fairness.
Give me 1 minute. I want to look up something else first.
I mean, wouldn't they have to accept like a crew lost or something like that? That'd be really funny if
No,
they're just
they-
trying
they
to
can
chase
just-
it.
No, they can do
support
the same
department.
thing we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
NPC ship can't usually generate more command points with their actions and can't normally take captain actions. So no.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I think certain ships would be an exception to that, but generally,
I vaguely
That'd be a-
recalled that.
That'd be a real dick if they start with points and can generate points.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
ship starts with 6 command points, and that was my hesitation, is if they could do support department, that is effectively 8 command points.
Yep, but yeah, it says on the ship combat actions, yeah, can't normally take captain actions.
And
so.
yes, if I were running this as a PC ship, then I would absolutely do all those things. And yeah, it says in the book that some ships may make an exception to the NPC ships, but they used
Yeah.
their 3 points to try and pursue you, and they were not able to. You've made some distance. You kept your distance.
sounds good to me.
Your turn.
All right, so I need to generate command points again.
Yep, basically the same thing all over.
Wash,
Yep.
rinse, repeat, except for Colleen.
No.
You can do it again.
Yeah, I can do this. Well, not this round, but next round, basically. We're through everything, they are through everything, so it would be the next round.
Yeah, this is
And yeah,
round
we
2.
keep doing the same thing.
Yeah. So if we want to keep the same advantage,
Yeah, none of the bridge actions are once per combat. They can all be done
Yes,
each
they are.
round.
Evasive. Evasive is once per combat.
Evasive
Oh,
maneuvers?
no.
No, it's once per round.
Yeah, usable once per round at most,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
adds AC until its next turn. So yeah, it's not a permanent bonus either.
But none of the bonuses are.
Yeah.
I'm saying that you can do all of these bridge actions once per round or more. None of them are restricted to once per entire combat.
Right.
None of them are dailies. In fact,
Okay, so basically I can have us do the same thing
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
keep getting our distance.
Most of these things that we can do are once per round, but some of them are not.
Yep.
Or at least some of them don't have that explicitly stated as a limit.
So Emma, Captain's Department always acts first.
I say we do it again.
Okay. You're choosing support department for bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I did last time, correct?
Correct.
Yes, that is what you
Okay.
did last time.
And
And then you handed it off to engineering, and
let me interrupt you, Matt. Emma, you
No,
don't have to go the same order. You have 2 command points already because of your focus. And you've
Okay.
supported bridge, so if you want to go straight to bridge and see what happens with Clark's roll, he's got enough to do escape combat right now.
Okay.
And then you could base the rest of your decisions on what happens with his roll.
Okay.
Whether we need to do something different. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, because then if we have to do something different,
Mm-hmm.
then at least we'll know it. All right. Keep putting distance between us. Clark, you first.
Will do. All right. I'm
Throw those dice.
attempt to escape again.
Hang on real quick.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. I just wanted the
Oh,
divider.
okay. I got you.
Round 2. Fight.
30 speed.
Oh, wow,
That's a
dude.
better
Solid.
roll.
Oh, man. I don't know if I can even beat that.
I'll just increment it by 1 every time.
I don't think you
I'm
can.
good with that.
I think the bonus is a max of +3, so even if you...
I
well,
could get a
they
15.
They could hit a 15.
Oh, I did not get a
if you rolled
15.
260. Yeah.
You gain 1 more point of escape on them.
Can't touch this.
And if I were reading correctly, escape combat does not have a per round limit.
it doesn't.
So we could try that again.
generate 2 more
No.
points.
You would need a lot
Well,
of points. The support department
4.
only acts for the
Oh,
first
right.
use
Gotcha.
of the action,
Yeah, we need to be able to generate 4 points before they go again, which ain't gonna happen.
and each department only gets to go once. So if you guys wanted to try to do that, you'd have to figure out how to generate 6 whole points before the bridge goes.
Which would take 2 above and beyond actions that don't fail. Yeah, that's
Successful ones.
Yeah.
With people who actually have a positive lead skill.
It's not just
no,
lead.
you can pick it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can pick an attribute and skill check.
Yeah.
Like you do almost anything with it. You just got to be able to justify it in character and in combat.
It's a possibility. I
not
mean,
fail.
the captain can use Into the Fire to gain. What's your lead skill, Emma? Is it 1 or 2?
I'm looking leads +2.
+2 or actual? Oh, it would show as 2, right? So 2 plus your charisma. So
Yeah, so my charisma's +1.
so yeah, Emma Cap could generate 3 command points just with that skill there, that action there, and then other departments could go above and beyond to generate. Well, if you've got skill levels of 2, to generate another 3 points. It's possible. It's just very risky because it's all ship crisis.
Yeah, because we
Right,
don't
yeah.
want ship crisis if we don't have to get it.
Mhm.
All right. So will the command, if we generate 2 more? Well, no, I want Colleen to use the other 2 command points that we generate. I want her to keep them locked down if she can.
Okay. So who's going next?
I
think I broke the music.
It's not working. I don't hear it.
Yeah, I played 2 tracks at once and it
That
didn't
makes
like
me
that.
less. That makes me less stressed. If that
Yeah,
helps.
I want you stressed. There's stress, Emma.
No, you don't. You don't. You don't want me stressed.
I like
Emma
playing
under
with fire.
stress. Under stress is a bad thing.
I'm poking the bear.
Yes.
I think last time you had Tom go and then had Dude go. And then...
Yeah, Tom, then Dude, and that's fine.
All right, Tom gives back tactical readings on the location, the planet, and yes, depending on how you play it, you totally could be using planets as shields.
I would say we
Flying
probably.
around.
I would say Clark's probably doing that.
some creative flying.
Not so much for escaping, but yeah, depending on how he wants to get to the edge of the system, there's no map here that says where things are, so it kind of comes down to how you guys describe it. It doesn't confer any mechanical
Right.
advantage. It's just flavor.
Well, when Dude's turn rolls up, he just shouts back, "Oh, Cap, everything's still looking good. Nothing's blown up in the engine room, so keep pushing it, Clark."
Okay. And then the only department left is Colleen with 2 command points available.
Do command points carry over from round to round?
They do not.
Nope.
They do not. Okay, so we have to use them.
Yeah, otherwise it would be bad for the Derringer to have had that 1 command point sitting around, because then they'd get that extra.
Yeah, I want her to be able to keep them distracted if she can.
Okay.
Yep, Colleen will just keep up that nice little crescendo of radiation and music and garbled word shows.
Three Stooges.
Nyan Cat. Alright, go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, at this point she might be broadcasting DuckTales or something like that.
Oh, God. The entire crew of the Derringer is singing DuckTales. Woo!
Indeed.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Alright. She has successfully crashed the Derringer systems again, this time with DuckTales.
Yeah, that's a lot of A's.
DuckTales. That's all I'll do, because you would have to possibly cut that out of your stream.
It is the Derringer's turn.
Oh God.
And they're at -2 command points.
-2 or -3?
-2.
-2.
Okay.
Of course, now I have the theme song stuck in my head.
Oh yeah.
That's
It's
what
not
works.
going anywhere.
Tom shouts a warning. They're powering up the torpedo bays.
Oh shit.
Wait, what? They got what?
They have torpedoes.
There's 6 torpedo tubes.
They're powering up all of them.
That's all they got.
They only have 4, actually. It's a Derringer.
Fine, they look back more.
How would it have 6?
Mm,
And then, of course, somebody's going to say, but a Derringer was a 1 or 2 shot pistol. And there were special models that were not. Alright, let's take these attacks one at a time. Do you guys know your ship AC?
Yep, 15.
Alright.
Question is, are all their gunners as good as the same? Because it always goes with the individual gunner skills.
Yeah, the NPC ships have a singular skill bonus across all attempts, and a singular attack bonus across all attacks. They don't have to worry about who's better at gunning or not. Plus, they have like 150 people on the ship, so they
oh my
can
God.
choose the best.
Oh, wait, no, that misses.
Oh,
That
that
misses.
Woo! That's some damage, but yeah, it missed. There's some impressive explosions off
That
in the distance.
hits.
That hits.
Wait.
You need a macro
Yeah,
for
no
that,
way.
Jeff?
Yeah, I thought that was just one attack for all of the... But, okay.
Alright, nobody do anything about that?
Can we do anything about it?
You can. Clark has a special that he can do. The captain has a special that
Do I?
he can do.
Wait a minute.
Look at Into the Fire, Jeff. And actually,
Well... Oh, negate a single successful attack roll. Okay. Huh.
and
And
I
we can do
believe,
that once per round?
Once per scene, so it'd be just once.
Clark has a special thing outside of the book.
Gotcha.
where-
Whereas the captain still would have keep it together. I mean, or would you need? Does it need to be your turn for that, or?
No, it does not. And
Okay.
before that, Nick, where is it? I could have sworn everybody, any department can say, no, I'm negating that hit and take a crisis.
I don't think so.
No, because there's only the 3 general actions that I'm seeing. any of us can deal with a crisis.
Yeah, we can deal with a crisis. But that's a general action. So, yeah.
So yeah, the cap could use keep it together to turn the hit into a crisis, and then we could try to resolve
Once
the
per
crisis.
round, a ship may choose to accept a crisis instead of taking an enemy hit. They must choose to do so immediately after damage is rolled, and only one player needs to request the crisis to get it, even if the rest of the party doesn't want it.
Oh, where'd you see that?
How much?
Oh, there
That's
we go. 118.
Mm-hmm.
We have 50 hit points.
Yeah, 50 hit points.
Damn.
So it's not absolutely necessary at this point, but you do know that they've got 2 more torpedo bays that are coming at you.
Before our turn comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They fired all their guns.
Gotcha. I mean, we got hit points, but some of those crises are nasty.
Yeah, if we get something like engine lock, that's goodbye. So, yeah.
I say we take this hit.
Okay. You take 14 damage.
I'm not touching the character sheet.
I'll get it. Oh, that hits for 19.
All right.
What is our AC?
15.
15 exactly.
Oof.
You're at 36 hit points currently.
That
Did
would take
our-
us down to 17.
Did our pilot already did this thing to negate a hit?
You did not.
Negate
Was he
this
going
one.
to try?
Be the time?
This is a special character ability. You guys can't make him do it.
I would recommend it.
In fact,
Yeah.
none of the
Wink,
other
wink,
characters
nudge,
know
nudge.
he can even do this.
Right.
You just hear over the comms, strap in. And then I do
We're all in the same room.
No,
Tom's not, and then we got a bunch of NPCs on the ship.
Tom is in
Yep.
the same room, but Dude isn't.
Oh, is he? Oh, wait.
Dude's an
You
engineer.
do guns from the bridge?
I kind
Well,
of thought
no.
I was at the engineering console in the bridge, but I guess I am down in it. I could be down in engineering.
I
so.
thought you said that you actually went to the engineering. You guys can be
I
in the
think
bridge or
so.
your departments or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
He said engineering station, but yeah. On the
Okay.
bridge.
Yeah,
Okay, my bad. So
I
yeah,
think. Well,
depending on which would be more useful.
I think having him down in engineering probably is better.
well, as I've said before, the consoles have there is less lockout. There are more things you can do directly at the console, but with all of the bridge places, except for possibly the pilot, being at a thing that needs to be repaired is an advantage if there's a crisis.
Yeah.
So that's the trade-off: is are you better in a crisis or are you better at responding immediately? There's no mechanical difference to them.
I feel like Dude would be down in engineering,
Yeah,
unless Cap really wanted him up in the bridge.
No.
He'd be.
It really is just flavor. If somebody's off the bridge and I say communication is cut, then there's still not mechanical, but there is a distinct difference there. Okay. So Clark does some fancy flying.
Do a barrel
Yep.
roll.
Okay. That hit that seemed like it was touchably positive, like it was locked on and was hitting you guys no matter what. Clark does something, pulls from the depths of his knowledge and apparent muscle memory training, and just jukes it aside. Do not take that hit. Let's see what this last one does.
Whew.
Misses.
That's a
We can
natural
also
one.
say that's from now. Yeah. Does the torpedo bay explode?
It does not. There are no
A
natural.
fail shot.
No critical
There are no
failures.
crits or failures in this system.
Damn it! I only want that when it works in our favor.
All right, that starts round 3. And
All right.
Santa Clarita.
2 command points. Make that escape roll.
All right. Roll into escape. Because another round of torpedoes isn't going to go well.
No. Ugh.
It's okay. We got it. We got it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And where we are.
You are out of combat. You're out of reasonable combat range. And
Is that spike drive up?
is that a GM question or is it a player question?
Yes.
The GM says yes.
I mean, we could just hide in the system and sneak back.
I would like us to get out of here. We can sneak back later. I think we should go back to Andois.
You're currently in the Rainlow-Lottie region of space. You'll need to get yourself to the edge of the system, region of space, before you can spike jump anywhere.
Okay.
And getting from one region to another.
Can we try to hide from them?
You can
Since
try
we're
to hide.
out of Okay. Let's put that ability to good use.
Actually, that does raise an interesting question, because technically you can only scan and try to detect someone every 24 hours. If you've just gotten out of combat...
It's page 112, Pursuit and Escape.
Yeah. They can keep a detection lock on you. Does escape combat actually say it removes the detection lock?
It doesn't.
Okay.
So it basically doesn't remove it.
So you can't hide. They still have a detection lock on you.
Yep, but basically need to
We're just
land
out
to the
of
next
range
sector.
of combat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you would need to get into a different region of space to hide.
Okay.
And time for moving between regions is 48 divided by your ship's spike drive rating, which because of Clark is 2. So it will take you 24 hours to get into a different region of space.
Okay.
But
During that time, they are pursuing you.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Are they pursuing us?
Yep. And this is where their superior spike drive actually comes into their benefit. Both ships are making an int pilot opposed skill checks, each adding their spike drive rating to the roll. If they win, they get to force another engagement.
We can't afford another engagement.
mean, we could always cry for help. Basic. No, I mean they just the general broadcast. All ships assist with they're firing on an unarmed civilian ship.
They're not good. No one's gonna help when they know who it is.
I was gonna say, I feel like the reaction is gonna be, and
Well, let's start with that pursuit roll there.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your. Why is the music stopping? Oh, because it's not set to
It's-
repeat. Why isn't it set to repeat?
It's a dramatic pause.
The dramatic pause.
Shall I roll?
Yes.
Question. Actually,
With speed?
before the pursuit roll, I would like to get a detection log on them.
You have it.
Okay, that works.
I can't see being in combat and not having a detection lock. The
Plus-
rules don't explicitly state it, but that's me saying that. If you're in combat with ships, you've got a detection lock on them. You kind of have to be able to attack them in the first place, since you can't exactly aim a gun in a direction and say, I'm gonna hit him.
Give me that ECM. +3 for speed, right? Or
Nope,
no?
this is your spike drive, so it's +2 for
Oh.
spike drive rating.
Okay.
Oh.
Ah.
So we have to get 3 escapes again.
I actually don't really like the idea of you guys escaping and them immediately being able to force combat, so I'm going to kind of modify the escape from combat with, and you get 1 amount of escape. So let me work this out. So essentially, you won the first escape attempt, and if the pursuit ship wins, it gets 6 hours of distance, modified by the difference in spike drive ratings. So you guys actually get 3 hours of distance there.
Sorry. Ignore me.
You can attempt to speed this up by trimming the course. Huh.
I thought trimming the course was just something you did with when making a drill.
No, trimming the course can also be used to get into a different region of space, and I believe even within the same region, but I'm not certain on that. So if you're trying to get to the edge of the system, then you can trim the course on that. Basically, you guys need to declare where you're going, so I know where you're going. And it sounds like you guys are going to the edge of the system so you can drill out.
Yes. We just need to decide where to drill to. The problem with the unknown areas is that we don't know what will be there waiting for us.
And that is correct.
Welcome to the Galactic Minute headquarters.
So when you escape from combat, you put 3 hours of distance between you and them just by sheer motive speed as you were breaking around, and they had to ramp up to actually go into speed rather than maneuverability mode. With their success just now, they've closed that to they're knocking at combat range right now. They succeed another one of these, they'll force you into an engagement. That is 3 hours in a direction of your choosing. And am I correct in saying that that's toward the edge of the system?
Yes.
That will take you 24 hours to reach, unless Clark wants to trim the course.
We don't happen to have some sort of camouflage or cloaking crap,
Not
do
that's
we?
working.
Nope. It doesn't actually exist. This is remember, this is a more hard sci-fi system than say Star Trek or Star Wars.
Well, in
I
that
did-
case, what we need is a crybaby.
I was gonna say, I think we have, if we could get it working, we have emissions damping.
Which cuts speed by half.
Yeah.
Right. But
And doesn't help when they've
Well-
already got a target lock on you.
true.
Yeah, at this point, things like the crybaby we can do once we break the detection lock. But for that, we need to get away.
I did like the way Mass Effect dealt with stealth, which is it doesn't visually hide the fucking ship. It's just
Well, in space, most of the time you're outside of
ranges.
visual
you
range.
just hide the emission signature, and as long at the ranges you're dealing with in space combat, no, you can't fucking visually see the ship.
And that's why I say that this is taking a more hard sci-fi approach. It's not complete, because in hard sci-fi, in real science, you can't fucking hide a ship unless it is completely shut down. Any kind of communications within the ship, even any power generation, is visible in the vastness of space.
Well, I think space warfare, probably the best analog that we have right now would probably be submarine warfare, and you can totally hide a submarine.
Nope,
just,
nope.
you know,
This
have to do the
has been
shutdown
hashed
stuff
over
and-
by science space nerds to hell and back. Apparently, there's no way to hide a ship in space. It's just impossible. I've read through the threads, and I've seen the people try and say, "What about this?" And it's always cut down by how vast and deep space is, how good our current sensory technology is, and just how much power is absolutely necessary to move a ship. You have to go into
So even life support would be offline.
Yeah, you have to go into science fiction and use alternate means of power that don't produce heat, basically.
Yeah.
It's all semi-fascinating stuff, except for when the space elite nerds get condescending. So you can read all that on your own. Anyways, that's not exactly how this system goes. You can hide in this system, just not if somebody's got a detection lock on you, and it's not easy.
No, yeah, that was the Mass Effect thing. Is it was just giant heat sinks that at least masked the heat signature. But yeah, any radio emissions or anything, unless you built a sci-fi style Faraday cage around everything in the fucking ship.
Yeah, but the
it's not
heat
gonna
sink still needs to radiate heat out, otherwise it's not a good heat sink.
work. Eventually, yeah, and that was
Yeah,
I mean,
it's less of a heat sink, basically, as a repository for heat, and then they had to pull into anchor somewhere and vent it all.
Yeah, and as long as that heat sink is sinking, it really, that's not hiding you, that's making you a huge target. The heat sink is so that your ship doesn't overheat just by firing lasers and firing the engine and bake you alive. Anyways, this has gone a bit off topic.
Yeah.
So are you going to try
we've got
trimming the
3 hours
course?
of space.
Why not? What does it entail?
I believe trimming the course is...
I don't recall ever reading those words in this thing, so.
It's actually all over the place. Well, within the space section. Trimming the course increases difficulty. Some pilots trimming the course. It's
Here we go. Increase the effective spectrum rating by 1 by making successful pilot check at difficulty 9.
very
For
good.
the failure, travel actually takes twice as long. Page 111.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe I don't want to do that.
You can do 9.
Unless I get the speed bonus or this, or do I get the spike drill, the spike bonus to it, or because it was just a flat bonus, I only get the plus
No, it's just a
2,
pilot
or
check.
it's +3. So, yeah, I guess I could do it. I have better odds to do it than not, I guess.
Okay.
The average roll of 2d6 is a 6.5, so
Yep, it makes it faster. That's it. Increase the spike draft rating by 1.
Average roll of 2d6 is actually 7.
let's see here, 2d6,
3.5 times plus 3.5.
3, 7, which is 10 with the
Yeah. So it's actually slightly better for you.
yeah, okay. All right, so just a pilot check.
Just
Yep.
a pilot check.
I don't know why I decided 6.5.
God damn it!
Yeah, about
Is
that.
there
Guess I can always
anything that
surrender.
I can
Not an
do?
expert.
Is there anything that I can do to help with that roll?
I actually meant to talk to you guys about aid checks before starting this session. The week in between and Matt eating kind of threw me off that plan. I totally forgot about it, in other words. So, do you guys want to have a conversation about aiding skill checks right now?
Yes.
I don't know if that's
Sure.
going to be enough to
Could we
get
hit
me to
It could
9.
be.
So
can be.
the way
Two-
I
Go ahead.
the way I was doing it was incorrect. When I said that failed check can penalize your check, that apparently is not in the rules, although I thought it was. I think I was just pulling from previous systems. I'm not sure I like that because it creates a situation where there is absolutely no reason at all not to try to aid, and the positive to that is it can improve total player engagement if everyone has to come up with some way of them trying to assist. But the problem that I have with it is it just kind of encourages the kind of interaction that I remember from D&D, where it's which is why I don't really know where I got the -1 from, but where it becomes a yeah, sure, I'll assist. There's no reason not to, and it's just a humdrum. Yeah, everybody's rolling to assist again.
If it makes you feel any better, it wouldn't help us in the situation anyway.
Not with
Plus it
rules as
says-
written, because it's +1 bonus maximum.
Yep.
The player base that I attempted to hash this through with or get some ideas really didn't help as much as I was hoping. They were only interested in, well, I shouldn't say interested. They only asserted why they thought it was a negative and didn't ever address why they thought or how they thought it could be a positive to do a -1. So basically they were just asserting their own perception and opinions, which is what people do sometimes. So
Besides, the aiding also says kind of if the GM agrees that the effort makes sense, so it would be helpful. So there's a check in there.
right, there is a
Well,
check in there.
so here's what I was thinking. We have these guys on our sensors. We have Tom, who is on comms watching them, or on the tactical system watching them. Oh shit! Sorry, just dropped something. Cap would probably be able to provide some encouragement and guidance, but if it's a maximum of +1,
Well, yeah.
then
Let me pause you for a second, Emma, because I want to try and hash out how you guys want to handle aid checks in general before talking about this specific situation.
Okay.
And I also want to put a disclaimer out there. The feedback I got from the group, the people that responded, it was good feedback. I was just looking more for the anytime I look for feedback, I want people to tell me both the good and the bad, not just their preference. And all I got was their preference.
Okay.
So, how do you guys feel about the -1 on a failed aid check to begin with?
I'm not particularly fond of it,
Okay.
but
It serves the
the
purpose.
caveat to that being, and maybe this is where DM discretion comes in, is if there is no minus, then it's more than no, yeah, I'll help, why not? You actually have to say how you're helping,
Mhm.
and basically what you're doing in order to get that bonus. Otherwise, we don't do it.
Mhm.
Or we don't get it.
Now,
Yeah.
with the rules as written, that what you described is rules as written. The bonus is only +1. One thing that came from the chat was that if there's a -1, then the ceiling should also be raised so that it can be more than just a +1.
I'm okay with that.
Especially in this situation, huh?
Especially in this situation. Well, if you have multiple people aiding, I think that you should get and it's explained well what they're doing, how they're helping. I think that it should be more than a +1.
That and you actually have kind of set a precedent for higher bonuses if you look at my personal skill that can apply a +2 bonus.
Yes, I already have. I also set a precedent for the potential of -1 with your personal skill that says can't apply a -1.
Yes.
I would consider rebalancing that, although I already looked at it and I think it still stands fine, even if we just go with rules as written, because it does exceed the maximum +1. So I guess where I stand, I would either stick with the yes, a failed skill applies a -1, but I would add in that multiple successes can add up to a +2.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, the penalty makes sense because if you have several people do something, yes, it's entirely possible to fuck it up for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. I would also temper that with a failed aid may not always apply a penalty. May not always apply a numerical penalty. It may do something else, like make it take longer, or other
Yeah, instead
non-mechanical
of
things.
taking 5 minutes, it takes 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave the choice to you guys. Do you want me to go rules as written, or do you want to go with the riskier but greater possibility bonus?
I'm fine with the riskier thing.
Okay.
Gives you a bit more incentive, and it's adds the downside where you will think carefully about it.
It does. It also kind of encourages less party splitting, or splitting into smaller, or splitting into larger parties. With rules as written, a group of 2 is perfectly fine because they can aid each other. With it being able to go up to a +2, a group of 2 is losing out on the possibility of multiple people aiding.
Yeah, but you balance it against, does it make sense to split the party? So
I thought it
I would
always makes sense to split
yeah.
the party.
So I don't necessarily see it as, hey, we need to optimize the numbers here. It kind of comes down a bit to the group and the GM. So I'm perfectly fine with that you have downsides to whatever you do. You say, hey, don't go alone, or
Okay.
this
So
is how we're splitting.
that's 1 vote for the riskier. Emma?
I'm for the riskier, frankly.
Matt? Jeff?
Yeah, it's fine. Risker.
Matt?
He's outvoted at this point.
He is outvoted, but I do want to hear any concerns that he might have. If you're talking, we can't hear you, Matt. Is he even
Matt?
still in the voice?
He's listed.
Yeah.
Well, it is 1 p.m. for him right now, so he might have fallen asleep.
What?
Makes sense to me.
Could be family aggro.
Could be family aggro.
I know how that goes.
He got eaten by the cat.
He doesn't generally think too much on the numbers anyways, so... And as you've pointed out, he's outvoted. Alright, so... Risk your
Did I
age
see
hex.
his mic light up for a second?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Oh.
Oh, there we
Uh, have you been here the entire time?
I think I nodded off.
Damn it,
feel like-
Mike was right.
I feel like there was missed time there because I'm sitting here looking at the screen and I feel like I missed something. So,
You missed
Yes.
a
You
lot.
did.
Matt, I defended you again. I defended you. And you let me
Alright.
down.
Alright, well, Matt, a vote has been made in your absence.
We voted you off the ship.
No, we
Ah.
didn't.
So, risk
and,
your...
yeah, the text noises wouldn't have made a sound on my phone.
Oh, I was going to move you into a different channel and then move you back in. I don't know if that would have made noise.
I might have heard you not talking.
That's a possibility. And alright, back on game. Risk your aid skill checks is voted in by players and not just decided by me.
Okay, so I did hear the beginning of that where you were talking about the bouncing the numbers around for it.
Okay. Which means that you guys can try and get Clark up to +2 bonus. At risk of any failure on the check, putting a -1 on it.
Clark, you're off course.
You do still have to describe how you're trying to do that.
Well, we know where the other ship is. We have a ship lock on them, right?
Yes.
So what we could try to do is use that information to, like,
I
put
mean,
things in between them and us.
that and Colleen would do something similar what we did in the stat system where he had charted a course and she ran the calculations and we're like, yeah, that's not the optimal thing. Which in this case makes sense since she does have the pilot skill now.
Okay. You are still at a difficulty of 9. It does, as long as I remember right, that is in the base rules that the aid check is done at the same difficulty as the base check.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
Relevant skill check against same difficulty as the original check.
Okay. It is not hacking, just program.
That's fine.
Colin can go ahead and roll it.
Can I just hack his console?
No.
He can't just take his console now. Clark has
Check.
demonstrated that regardless of what the numbers say, he is actually a better pilot.
True.
Now,
Though
are you
strict
rolling?
speaking, I do have that stuff to do to hack the entire ship.
Right. Mike, are you sticking with the multiple PCs can try to help, but the acting PC can't earn more than a +1 total bonus?
Nope, the acting PC can now earn up to a +2 bonus.
To compensate for the potential negative.
Yeah, +2 really is the highest I'm willing to go based on this system being a 2d6 system.
I'm imagining that's why he left his original at a +1.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, +2 bonus is really good.
I feel a 14 beats a 9.
A 14 does beat a 9. Clark, your course trimming is up to an 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does anybody else think they can assist him in getting
Well, that's
out
kind of
to the edge of the system faster?
where I was going with Cap, is using the lead skill to coordinate all of this.
Okay.
Faster, you bastard, faster.
Okay.
To get, to say, okay, Tom, give the tactical data to Colleen. Colleen, you do your thing, check the course, and then getting Clark to use that information.
Okay. You want to go ahead and roll your lead skill for that?
That's charisma, right?
It can be charisma. You can use a different stat if you think it applies.
I don't think Constitution applies.
Probably not.
Fingers crossed.
Threaten him with the whip. That would be Constitution. Like the galleys of old. You walk along there and whip everybody.
No, I'm the captain, not the whatever that position was.
That would probably have been the equivalent of comms.
Yeah.
Or maybe engineering, I don't know.
Modifier, no.
Nope. Okay.
That beats a 9.
That beats a 9. I think I will have to ask, before anybody starts rolling to aid, who is aiding, and lock them in as aiding. Because otherwise, it's easy enough to just
game it.
Yeah, keep going with one person at a time until you get the bonus you need.
Well, my plan was for Cap and Colleen to do it, so.
Perfect. All right. You trim the course. It is only going to take you 16 hours to get to the edge of the system.
Good.
And you've made 3 hours of distance there.
So hopefully we can keep them from forcing another encounter.
Well, on the bright side, our spike draft is now 1 higher, so it's easier now.
Easier. I wouldn't say it was easy.
Yeah, actually, if that makes it weird. So you're trimming the course treats your spike drive as 1 higher.
Mm-hmm.
That applies doubly in this case because it changes the difference between the drives so that you would gain 6 hours of distance, and it also decreases the amount of time that it takes. So
Does that feel intentional, or?
No, it doesn't. And honestly, the changing the amount of distance gained seems a little bit janky in the first place because, well, it's 6 hours of distance away from the other ship. And this is where a rules light system kind of falters a little bit. So it requires more DM effort. Clark is managing to trim the course to basically find a route that is going to take less distance and therefore less time to get to the edge of the system. He's not actually making the ship faster, he's just plotting a better course. The difference in drives for purposes of pursuit is it's there for when
Maybe not double the time, but maybe like an extra hour.
Well, I'm just gonna say you need to escape them essentially 5 times, or make 5 of the escape checks. Right now you've made 2, and each of those escape checks will kind of do the same thing as the in combat pursuit and escape differences we're doing. They're at almost combat range right now. If they win this next check, they'll force an engagement. If you win the next check, then you'll be just that little bit extra ahead of them, and I'm not even going to worry about what time difference that is, because they are directly pursuing. They're not trying to go some other direction and head you off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially using whole units and arbitrary numbers to represent the same thing as the mechanics are trying to do in hours, which makes it weird in this situation. So we're back from our side trek into GM land and rules. At 0 range, you've got two successes. Well, two checks toward the edge of the system, and they're right on your tail. Go ahead and make your pilot flight check.
They're still on our tail. There. Let's see here. With speed,
We
right?
get the +3, right? Or a +2.
I am
Since
going to let
technically-
you. Yeah, you are trimming the course, and you did succeed at that. So I am going to let you take that benefit forward. You get to add +3 to your spike drive rating to the roll.
So plus, what am I rolling?
You're rolling your int pilot plus your spike drive rating of currently +3.
Okay. Eh.
I mean, it's not shit, but
Oh,
At least they rolled crap as well.
Yeah, the pilot doesn't have to cut it that close.
how do you win with a shit roll? Have them roll a shittier roll.
Their pilot takes a lengthier detour around a couple of closely clustered asteroids that Clark just barreled straight through. Took the chance. Normally asteroids aren't like in the movies. They're not all... It's not an asteroid field, it's like a minefield. But Clark ran straight between a couple of them, and they took a longer course, and it cost them.
I kind of like my mental image of somebody walking past in the rush and spilling their coffee on the pilot's leg.
No, that didn't happen.
It did in my head. That's my head.
It's just like in Top Gun where they're buzzing the tower.
God damn it!
Alright,
I want some butts.
you've got a little bit of freedom here. If they end up catching you on this these next 2 rolls, it will be just at the edge of the system. And you'll have a couple of other options there. You got 1 more roll to make here. Well, 2 more rolls, but make 1 at a time.
Okay. Same.
Yep.
Maybe I won't roll shit this time.
Nope.
I did not roll shit this time.
Nope.
Finally.
Oh, that trim is
thank God for that +1.
Well, it was determined that we win ties.
It
Yes,
was.
I know.
That's beautiful.
Oh shit!
People are watching from radars across this.
All right.
Yeah, like one of those little space cameras out in space, and they're watching this.
One more.
Hang on real quick. Why is... Oh my goodness. Wow. when you've got a multi-line block of text in Roll20, you cannot use the arrow keys to get to the other lines.
No, because it goes. Oh, you want to go back to the last thing you punched into? Yeah.
And page down just kind of fucks everything up. Why did that fuck everything up? God damn it. Yeah. Holy crap, that really fucked everything up. Holy shit. Alright, it's on my side of it, not the stream side of it, so it's whatever. God damn.
As I've said, there's a bunch of things I really like about Roll20, but there's some stuff it does that's really goddamn stupid.
Alright, you get one more check, Clark. Let's see just how close they are when you guys reach the edge of the system.
All right.
How skin is our skin of the teeth?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh, that's
pretty
that's
average
the best and worst you could do.
God damn it.
Motherfucker.
So they are
One check away.
effectively one check away.
But we're at the edge of the system.
But you're at the edge of the system.
Yep, at least once we're through it, even if they're behind us, the detection lock is gone.
Yes. Yep.
You can do it. We sort of believe in you, Clark.
I do get a bonus.
That was our last check, right?
That's your last check. You're at the edge of the system.
All right.
And I do drill faster than most people, so.
Yep. Hang on, I actually do need to fix Roll20 on my GM screen, so I'm gonna. It shouldn't actually affect anything because I can still see from the other end. Just load it right back up. I didn't even know if it showed me as being outside of Roll20. Yeah,
So
don't hit page down in the chat box.
As we were sitting here, and as my dad's cat is falling asleep next to me, this cat snores.
So does ours.
Mm-hmm.
I had never encountered a cat that snored before.
Yeah, I can do that.
I was falling asleep last night and I heard it and I'm like, wait, is that? Yep, that. Okay.
Big on the wall that always stops Matt from snoring.
It's a quiet kind of snore.
Okay. Given the distances involved in what those checks were supposed to represent, and the fact that it only takes half an hour to spool up and jump out, I'm not going to bring them in for a couple of last-minute shots on you. So really, once you knew that you could reach the edge of the galaxy, or the edge of the system, without them right on your heel, that last check was superfluous.
Let's.
You guys can choose where you're jumping. You do have to decide for me, so that I can reveal the systems, which two of those rudder packets you want Nemo to redirect to the ship.
Well,
I think this one and that one.
Yeah. I mean, the only one we
the only
can
ones
get
we
to
could
is the
reach.
one next to us because we have a spike drive too. Unless I trim the course again.
No, we have
Jesus.
Spike Drive of 3.
No, you have a spike drive of 1.
One.
Well, it counts as
Clark-
a 2.
Yeah, Clark makes it
Okay.
count as a 2. I don't know if trimming the course actually increases the amount of distance you can cover. I'll look that up later.
Yeah. So we absolutely have
does
to be the
not.
first two. So otherwise, we have no place we can go.
Yeah, it basically says it only increases the speed, not the maximum distance.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you could trim the course again for the time it takes for the spike drive to get us somewhere.
True, which could help if they chase us.
Well, they have to know where we're going first.
Wow.
And once we get out of the system, their target lock is gone.
Well, the target lock currently is gone.
Yeah. They lost their targeting, as silly as it sounds, even though they're behind you. They lost their target lock by the rules once you entered a different region of space.
Well, I would easily explain it with all the stuff that's floating around there. They don't have an up-to-date chart to basically filter out all the interference. Same with the rudders.
It's still weird given that space is really empty. But it's explainable with something, and yes, they lost their target lock once you got to the edge of the system, and you technically could just hide there and hope they don't find you once they reach that region of space. But it sounds like you are wanting to jump out to Andoys and return to your friends on Mona.
I think if we can do that, at least get the ship repaired.
Okay.
If they're willing to let us do that. If not, maybe we can just get some fuel and use it to go elsewhere. But I want the information for the two systems that are. Yeah.
Okay. It should be visible on your maps now.
Yes.
Although one of those is not
It's
showing
not
a
named.
name. Yeah, it is named. Let me look at that. Advanced player permissions. See name. Very good. Nope, not very good.
Do you have display name checked?
I just didn't click save changes.
Oh. SOS.
And can I take a couple minutes and go grab my laundry?
Sure. Let's go ahead and take a quick 10-15 minute break.
Okay. And that way maybe Matt can get some coffee. Or tea. More tea.
I already had a cup of tea.
Well, get another cup of tea.
You've been called out, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have no room to talk.
Yes,
I
Evan
have.
has fallen asleep on us many occasions.
I'm sorry. But, alright, I will be back very shortly.
Okay.
This is a huge cat. He's just gigantic. Big orange ball of fur. Apparently he's a Maine Coon.
Mm-hmm.
I'd definitely like to take this opportunity to applaud myself for a brilliant plan.
Run like hell.
Just want to pat yourself on the back there.
Someone has to.
Not always.
The way you were talking, Nick, I was expecting some kind of we dip into Rain Lolati's atmosphere and run around the planet some, and then.
Mm-hmm.
No, because the ship might have had trouble with that. I've thought about it, but then orbital bombardment might be a thing.
Yeah.
What do they care?
Hmm? I
It could be potentially
think I had
problematic.
told you guys that you wouldn't be able to orbital bombard, if you had weapons, because of the weather system.
Yeah, but we'll risk it.
Yeah.
That, and even doing that, they might have gotten some shots in. Nope. Plans, plans specifically to trying to get us out of there with the minimum of torpedoes at our back.
And I did only get one volley at you.
Oh yeah. When I was reading through the rules, it initially was like, oh yeah, crash system can be super nasty.
Yeah. Well, you now know that they had 6 command points. Um,
Honestly, that's what I figured.
I did then good. Then I did appropriately describe them as this is a fucking elite ship. This isn't the scrubs of the GM. Um, Without that crash systems, they could have pursued and fired
Yep,
all
fire.
weapons,
Mm-hmm.
or pursued and tried to. Well, let me start over. Or pursued and tried to target one system, or tried to target one system and fired all weapons. The target one system would only work for one of those 5 attacks.
Yep. Still.
Only 5 attacks, no big deal.
Yep, could have still heard.
Yep.
But yeah, on the bright side, I like it all. It's always described as Colleen, do your stuff. Of course, in all fairness, nobody knows the stuff she does.
Nope.
That's the one thing that we seem to have no redundancy on.
Mm-hmm. Got lots of fix.
Yeah, we got lots of fix. We have piloting, but yeah, programming is the one thing that nobody else seems to have.
When are you due back, Matt?
I think on Thursday,
Thursday.
26th.
You realize that we've got the lease thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Figure out what's going on. That lease expiring 1 month earlier than expected kind of throws a fastball or a curveball. I don't know.
Yeah, well, these things, that's good. It's not like they ever make it convenient for us.
Nope. The lease extension terms are really good, though.
Yeah.
Really makes me sad, upset, disappointed that I hate the management company so much, because seeing
Otherwise, they're being so reasonable.
seeing the lease increase by only $38, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the reasons that we were moving from the other places. They kept raising it by $200 and $300.
Yeah, like this one. If you, it's a couple $100 if you go month to month.
Yeah.
Whereas the other place, it was like $500 wasn't it?
Yep.
You went month to month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh.
Companies that do that suck.
Well, we left the other place because of, well, because of some drama and fuckery that happened. But once all that was put into neat compartments and identified, the amount that the rent was increasing, even signing a 12-month lease year after year, was getting upwards of $200. And it's like,
Jeez.
what?
Mhm.
You know, who does that? Been living here for, what was it, 12 years, 15 years, something like that?
At least.
Not
Yeah.
15 years, because that's how long I've been up here. But yeah, we've been living there for a decade, and the rent was steadily increasing, which I expect it to, by up to $50 a year. And then in the last couple of years, it had gone up by about $500, I think,
Mhm.
in the last
Was
like
there
3
like a
years.
sharp increase in property tax or something?
Oh, there was all the California property shit going on.
Yeah.
Our market has been fluctuating dramatically. But of course, when it goes down, the rents never go down.
Of course
Yeah.
not.
No.
No, they just keep going up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So it's always to their benefit, never to their detriment.
right.
Yeah. Because property taxes go down, their cost goes down, your cost goes up.
Yeah. Like what reason would they have to reduce it? You're already there. It's a cost to you if you want to move. It's
Yeah.
a trap.
Yes.
All right. Sounds like Emma is back.
Yes, if you get some wind noise from me, I apologize. I do have a fan blowing in my general direction.
We do have
I
some
tried
wind noise, but it's fine.
Okay, I tried to increase the decrease the sensitivity so it's not too bad.
Okay. Nah, it's mostly fine.
Okay. As I'm not leaning back, I'm folding my laundry.
Oh. Do you still need a few more minutes?
No, I can fold and talk.
Okay.
I am that skilled.
All right. Sounds good. Everyone else present? Nick, Jeff,
I'm here.
and I'm here too.
Who are you again?
I'm the DM.
Oh, that makes so much sense now.
Alright. It takes 6 days to spike drill. Actually, it takes 12 days to spike drill out to Andoys.
Would like to repair the ship in the meantime.
Okay. You can repair parts of the ship in the meantime. Where is that?
Page 113.
No, I'm not looking at that yet.
Oh.
Time.
We're gonna go in rotating shifts at the pilots say we can't expect Clark to do
to do 6
Yes, we
straight
can.
days.
12.
Drugs.
All right. Does Clark want to trim the course?
Yeah.
Okay. Trim the course is again a difficulty 9.
Mm-hmm. Should be.
And it would increase your effective drive rating for purposes of determining the speed of travel, although, as Nick pointed out, it does not increase the drive's maximum range. Any aid checks on this, I would require have the pilot skill.
Don't think I do.
Colleen has it.
This is very, very much meta space trimming. You actually need to know what you're doing in the pilot seat to do that.
Question.
hmm
Does he have Starfarer?
I do. I auto succeed.
Yeah. I was gonna say 10 or less, he auto succeeds.
You succeed on the spike drill. Trimming the course is not a spike drill.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
part of the spike drill check.
Nope, it is a separate check.
It adds difficulty to the spike drill check.
Yup.
Oh, I'm reading something else. Hang on, let me go back there. I was just there.
It goes from 7
Yeah,
to
okay,
9.
so
Yeah.
trimming the course is a check in other areas. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's different for intra-system travel.
You'll still need to make a check, though. Trimming the course is +2. The drill's distance is 2 hexes. Your difficulty is 10.
Wait, I thought we were going 1 hex.
I believe Cap said
To
to
Ozzy to
Andois.
Sos.
Cap said to Andois.
Oh, we're going to Andois. Okay.
Yes, because they were friendly.
Okay. Let's
And we
see.
need-
Wait,
we
so it's
some-
a 10?
It's a 10.
That still
He still
auto
succeeds.
But yeah,
I thought it was a succeed on a 9 or less.
Nope,
it's
10 or
10
less.
LS.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. It makes sense that trimming the course is just added to the spike drill check. I don't like that it's just done differently in other places. Alright. So your spike drive rating is considered 3 for the purposes of figuring out how long it takes you. It takes you 4 days to get to Andois. And you said you wanted to do some repairs.
Yep. Well, I figured Clark would want as well.
Probably.
Not Clark. Dude, sorry.
Yeah, probably everyone. What are you trying to repair?
The hull.
You won't be able to repair the hull while you're actually in metaspace.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think so.
Nah. So you're basically talking about repairing the damage to the ship?
Yes.
Yeah. No, not while you're in metaspace.
That's why I wanted to go to Andois, is because we know that they'll probably allow us to dock and do the repairs to the outside of the ship. And they have orbital weapons. And Cap really wants to talk to what's his name? The leader guy. The contact the guy that we spoke to before. The elder.
Alright, well, in that case, Colleen has two things on her mind. One, she wants to go over, to basically data mine the data we recovered from Rain Laladi to see if there's anything good in there, especially the research data. And number two, she wants to wheel out the mystery device again and measure and observe what it does now that we're actually in metaspace.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I need to test something out. Okay. Slash marker. Alright, sweet. I added a stream marker. Unfortunately, that, let me see if I can just pop this out. Pop out, very good. Huh. I wonder if I can do that from here. Oh, snap. Why is it making me log in Twitch? That's probably not good. We'll just keep that over there. I'm rearranging things a little bit because I don't actually want the stream open and broadcasting to me. While I'm broadcasting it out, because that's just a lot more traffic that I don't need to spend. Okay. And with that sorted, I'm able to mark when the days pass and to actually see it when I review the stream. Alright, day 1 in Metaspace. Are there repairs that you can and want to make?
Are there repairs that we can make?
Is
Yes,
there
there
any damage
are.
other
We
than
can.
to the hull?
You cannot
we
repair
can't
the hull.
repair the weapon.
Right, but is there any damage other than the
Oh,
hull?
gotcha. I misheard you. You can start working on the weapon, yeah. You don't have enough salvage for it, but if you're willing to cut or scrap, if you're willing to commit the scrap to it, you can start working on that. It just means that if you need the scrap for something else later, you don't have access to it. But it also means that you're putting that time into it now.
Could always build a drone.
I think Colleen wants a drone.
He probably at this point gets a reminder every day in his inbox.
The wind sound should be now.
Nah, you're fine. I didn't even notice it after you finished mentioning it.
That means it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't.
Can we commit part of our stuff, or do we have to commit it all?
No, it's parts of stuff. Each day you can basically commit 25,000 credits worth of scrap towards the repair. So you could, if you have 100,000 scrap, you could use these 4 days to put 100,000 worth of scrap into that repair, or 75 or 50. But just please make it a multiple of 25 so you can make it a full day's worth of work.
Alright. Let me pull up my notes. Ship inventory. We have no idea how much we're gonna need for repairing the hull.
1,000 credits per hit point.
So that's 14.
Yeah, that's actually really cheap.
You said 1,000 credits?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so
The major cost for repairing hit points is time, because it is only up to the presiding engineer's fixed skill in points per day. So since you guys are still level 3, the max you have is fixed 2. You can only fix... It'll take a whole week to fix all 14 damage.
okay. And that's why we need a safe place to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Andois. Or, yeah. Or Mona. Poor Mona. But we're bringing them entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
With all of our, with all of the pre-scream, all of the pre-screen entertainment. Hopefully that's worth something. We'll commit 50,000.
Okay. So you're gonna spend 2 days on working on repairing one of those
Unless
cannons.
dude wants to do something else.
No, he's been pretty much looking forward to trying to get the start on these. So it's prep work. So yeah, he's fine with that.
Okay. So that'll take us down to 54,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to commit all of it.
All right. Well, that'll be 2 days worth of work for one tech. Sounds like Colleen has her own work that she wants to do during some of this 4 days worth of travel.
Yep. And if there's any time left over, she wants to play around with the puzzle box.
Shit. This is some, like I said, this is something that she can do on an ongoing basis.
Yep, that's kind of the plan. When she gets bored with the mystery device that can kill everything in the universe, she wants to play with a puzzle box.
Okay.
We have to make sure that thing is put away and secured before we get into Andoy's space. That's Cap's fine with her working on it. That's the caveat.
$25. Wow. So it was October 31st when you guys engaged the Derringer, or the Derringer engaged you. It will need to be the second, actually the first, for Clark and Colleen to be able to make a check on puzzle. November 2nd, or 1st, sorry. Alright, let's figure out the rest of the current day. And I can't remember how far along I said you were. I think I said it was the morning, didn't I? When you were hailed?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Okay,
That
good. So we've got this
sounds
whole day. We'll just
Well,
call it-
midday, since we were down there and had done some work. We left in the morning, so noonish.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's go with Colleen real quick. What is she doing to the device?
Well, she's hooking it back up to all of the equipment, and then, as I said, now that we're in meta space, she's basically taking the same readings to see has anything changed, has the energy input changed, has it done anything else. If that hasn't changed, then she's just gonna basically analyze the data some more, basically delve deeper into its mysteries. She's not actually trying to turn it on.
Okay.
It's not going to poke.
That might be a bad idea at this point.
Poke with a stick.
But at some point you might do that. But at this point, it's more comparative studies.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, take more readings and compare to what was there before. Because, as I said, now we're in meta space.
Mm-hmm.
Research, then hit it with a bat.
Yes. And then just turn it on to see if it does anything.
Yeah, let's just turn it on. It'll be fine.
Well, in all fairness, it is on her goal list. I mean, granted, she might not turn it on because it conflicts with the second thing on the goal list.
Okay. How many of these 4 days is she going to commit to this?
So she also wanted to go over the research data 3,
Okay.
and then 1 day to sift through the data we acquired.
Okay. Let's call day 1 hooking up the or the remainder of day 1 hooking up the equipment and beginning to get the readings before she needs to get some sleep. Dude, we'll let Dude take a full day on the weapon, and it's a little bit late, but he manages to get that full day's worth of 25,000 scrap into repairs, and he needs sleep also. Clark, doing anything?
Piloting the ship.
Yeah.
Piloting the ship. Okay. Cap?
She's gonna go check on their crew.
Okay.
Make sure everybody is okay. Make sure they understand. Like, she's gonna get everybody together. And she's gonna talk to them.
Okay. We'll do this on the first day. So she's gathered everyone together. She's got a list of the NPCs over there. Under characters.
Yes. Find my ship NPCs. Yes, thank you.
Oh, here.
Tuvan, Vander,
There you go.
Kevin, and is that Kishin?
Chishin.
Chishin. That was close.
Yeah, you're close.
She's gonna sit them down in the like the mess hall
Okay.
and say, basically, you know, she's gonna look at Tuvan and Vander first, and like, we told, or when we encountered you during the fight with friends, I told you what my name was.
Yep.
Apparently that's the case.
You are Portia Lynn, huh?
According to genetic scans, yes.
Chishin, it's a bit of a worried look.
However, basically she goes, how long ago was it that we woke up? How long has it been?
So it's October 31 right now. You began this at September 17. Huh.
So a little over, about a month and a half ago.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's a whole month. I was thinking like 2 weeks. No, it's been longer than that.
No,
Yes.
it's been longer than that. It's been about a month and a half.
Yes.
A month and a half ago, all of the members of the ship that you have met, Tom, Clark, Dude, Colleen, myself, woke up out of stasis and we had no memories. The ship had been stripped down, all of our weapons gone, and we didn't know anything about ourselves. Some things, muscle memory, fighting skills, ingrained things, we've been learning.
Chishin speaks up. So you're still Portia Lynn then?
I am not the Portia Lynn in those reports.
She looks
That is
skeptical.
not who I am. That is not who I want to be.
And Tuvan is just staring at you.
If you stay with us, I wanted you to have full disclosure. I hope that if you decide to leave, that you will not mention this to anyone.
Chishin looks worried at that.
However, I'm not going to hurt you if you do.
She spouts a stream in Chinese, which Nemo could translate for you if he wasn't still glitching out.
Poor Nemo.
Yeah.
And all because Mel wanted to go to Italy, whatever, and wanted to
He's been
celebrate
back.
his friends. Yeah, he wanted to celebrate his friend's birthday today.
Oh,
He said that there are people all over, and I'm like, what? Set those people right. Tell them what's what. And role-playing is more important. He disagreed.
Oh, I got a look from my sister for participating in this game.
You what?
I got a look from my sister for participating in this game rather than hanging out with my family that I'm visiting.
See? Matt knows what's important.
hey, I made it to the game too.
You did.
Yes, you did.
At least now we know what one has to do to get some peace and quiet around here. Just download tons of stuff into the Android.
Bombard him with rudders. I think he'll have some preventative measures for that coming up
Next
very
time.
shortly. Yes. He will actively exclude more than
I
one
knew I
rudder.
should have dedicated a day to the emoticons.
Yeah, her expletives in Chinese do not sound pleasant or reassured.
I know it is difficult to believe. We are headed for a planet called Mona. If you want to stay there when we get there, can probably arrange for transport off planet with another ship. In the meantime, I'm going to do my level best to make sure no harm comes to anyone who is a part of my crew, and right now you are a part of my crew.
Kevin speaks up, says, "We were just in a fight." That's what that was,
Yes. Yes, that is what that was. That was the... Who was it again? The Galactic Mandate.
right? Yeah.
Apparently doesn't believe that I'm dead, unlike the Union.
To be fair, the fact that you're walking around kind of
Yeah.
would certainly make me suspicious of any system that said you're dead. One of these things does not agree with the other. Maybe she's only partially dead.
Don't know.
So,
Only for some systems, apparently.
so Galactic Mandate was attacking you?
Yes. Which is why, if you want off this ship, we'll try to leave you somewhere that at least is defended. And who, at least, were very helpful to us getting the ship repaired after we first woke up. You are more than welcome to stay, and I will do everything that I can to keep you safe.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll a charisma lead on this, or charisma connect, one or the other.
I don't think I have no charisma. Oh, not so great. My dice hate me.
Your streak continues.
Do I get
Yeah.
any bonus for being perfectly honest with him?
2 and 2.
Please?
I would aid you, but Colleen is definitely not there.
It is not any kind of mechanical bonus, but it is taken into consideration.
I don't want to be that person. I don't believe that I am her. I know that's probably not very comforting. But if you choose to stay, I am more than happy to have you as part of this crew.
Vander speaks up, finally says, "We would be branded as terrorists along with you."
Quite possibly. And I don't really want that for you either. Right now, Galactic Mandate knows that we picked you up off the planet. If we leave you somewhere, there's a good chance that nothing will happen to you. We have not committed any crimes that I know of.
There's an interesting qualifier.
Since waking up, well, other than defending ourselves when we were attacked in the tower.
Relatively certain we haven't committed any crimes today.
Well, no.
Stop confusing the issue, Matt.
I just like the.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure escaping the Galactic Mandate is a crime.
Yeah, he's just teasing you, Emma. Proceed.
Aside from defending ourselves when we were attacked and escaping. Which is why if you want to stay on Mona and get a ride somewhere else, I won't stop you.
Kevin pipes up. So, we're going to a different planet?
Yes.
I ask, is this a planet around the sun?
Yes. Mona, the people on Mona were very friendly. They have a center for visitors.
I mean a planet around our sun, around a Z.
No.
Totally different sun.
A totally different sun.
The depth of that kind of seems to hit him. He leans back.
The system is called Andoys.
It actually seems to be kind of slowly trickling to each of them. A whole different sun. It's like they knew it was a thing that happens, as much as we know that traveling to the moon is a thing that happened.
But it's not every day you get to do it.
Yeah,
Or
but
really
actually-
any day you get to do it.
Yeah, actually doing it is an entirely different thing. As far as
We
you
are-
can tell, nobody in their lifespan has ever done it. And I'm sorry, you were saying?
Uh,
You may need to turn the gain back up because you keep breaking up a little
cutting
bit.
out.
Yeah.
Fairs.
Yeah, don't worry about the fan.
No,
survive.
it should be fine now.
Okay.
I basically got it blowing up my feet.
It's okay. You don't have to get cold feet.
But tish.
Was there anything else that you were saying to them?
Basically just, I'll leave it to you to decide what your choice will be. Like I said, I'm happy to have you as part of the crew.
Okay. That makes everyone for the end of day one. Woohoo! Stream marker. And let's look at day 2 in Metaspace. Colleen's stuff is set up. Dude is working all day on putting bits and pieces onto that metaspatial hypercharge cannon. I think that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Oops. Nope, the phased charge cannon.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to overcompensate.
The phased charge cannon. Okay. Matt, anything you want to say or do while you're engaging in that?
Nothing really comes to mind. That this is a very much a head down, bury himself up to his elbows in machinery kind of thing for dude.
Okay.
Don't know if Chishin is willing to help or not.
The whole lot of, well, those four, your ship NPCs, are needing to take some time to take in what's happening. They are unavailable at the moment.
You have frightened your refugees.
Clark, Jeff, anything that Clark wants to do or say while he's keeping this ship on its trimmed course?
Just fiddle with the puzzle box until I can mechanically fiddle with it.
Wait, what?
Like the roleplay fiddle with the puzzle box. Until,
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. It is actually that day, so you want to roll it?
Oh, is it that day?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure. What was I rolling for that?
Intelligence check.
Straight int.
Yep.
Oh, right. There was no way to just roll it on the sheet.
No.
Oop. I don't know why I rolled a 20. I'm just so used to typing D20, I guess.
That would be a really good result.
Let me try that again. 2d6 plus 1.
You should have stuck with the D20.
You kind of almost got the same thing. You got a 4 in there. And there's also a 1.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 ones.
Clark has remained
Puzzled.
stumped by his puzzle box for a week.
I'm only off by 1 team.
Yes. That's right. You're only off by 1 teen. Nick, go ahead and roll for Colleen also, just for basically the week's worth of fiddling. And I realize that I really should let you guys, if you want to spend like an entire day fiddling, give you an extra check. So if that's something that you think you guys will want, I could do that. I think I would still limit it to 1 additional check per week.
I feel he crushed my dice.
You gotta go back to M for that.
Hey!
No, it's Clark.
No.
Clark is the source.
Don't give me any shit. I'll turn this ship around.
Oh, no, you won't.
One more word and I turn the device on.
I really don't want us to die in metaspace. Well, Colleen just killed us all. Game over.
Well, I think we just drop out of metaspace if she. So we'll just kind of drop out in the middle of nowhere. Just be like, hey, look at this awesome place we discovered. We can call it.
No, the current theory is we disintegrate.
All right, let's see what Colleen's up to with this.
No good.
That's a given.
So I do think that I said that she wouldn't be able to ask any more questions without a change in circumstances or new data. Being in metaspace certainly qualifies.
Yes.
I'm setting a DC. You can ask 1 question for meeting the DC, or, 1 question for meeting the DC, and every 2 points you exceed, you can ask another question or ask for clarification.
Alright, I'll have to restructure my prayer a little bit. What is the DC?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
I need to restructure my prayer. I need to know the DC, if you're willing to give me that, so I know what number to ask for.
Oh.
That's how this works.
Yeah, I don't mind. This is a DC 8, so...
Okay. It's a reasonable request. And it was program int?
It is program, yes.
Okay.
And int, yes. Before you roll, is anybody assisting? Dude's preoccupied.
Is she even telling us that she's doing anything?
First, no. Second of all, nobody else is qualified.
They don't have to.
The only one would be Dude, but he's busy. Clark is busy. But no. Except to sleep and eat, she has not come out of that workshop.
Okay.
Ask and you shall receive.
Okay. So you get essentially 3 inquiries.
Alright, let's see. Good questions. Alright. What is it doing, or has the nature of the energy changed now that it's in metaspace, and the way it draws it and how it was converting things compared to what it was doing in normal space?
Okay.
Bless you.
Give me a second to think on this, because I am not a genius that can create universe-ending devices. I'm just pretending.
Or are you?
I'm still on. All right.
Is your presence being requested, Matt?
No, my sister's just by.
Okay. We've only got about an hour left here. So, can you state your question for me one more time, Nick?
The question was, has anything changed about the way it handles and draws the energy compared to what it did in normal space? since it was basically drawing the energy, it was doing things with it. Has that nature changed, or is it more intensive? Has it lessened? Basically, what is it doing with the energies it's getting?
What you're seeing as the ship speeds through metaspace is that the the incoming energy that seems the same with some small differences. The outgoing energy is the same. It's the same with some small differences. The major thing that you notice is that, remember I said that it seems to be directional?
Yes.
That the incoming energy seems to be coming from where you are, and it was coming from a certain direction to where you are, and the outgoing energy was going off in a certain direction from where you are. Those
Mm-hmm.
directions are changing as you move. Um, the the observations that she can make are that it has two kind of phases per se. The energy will change direction gradually, as if something is just sliding where that energy comes from. And at a couple of points as you're traveling throughout the day and as she's observing, it changes suddenly, both incoming and outgoing.
All right. Now, previously she had discovered that it's at least reacting to stars and to a slightly lesser extent to moons. Um, can she refine that basically that observation? As in, now that it's obviously at least changing the direction gradually, can she see is it tracking a fixed point or basically locking onto different things?
So refining the answer that you just got, um, she has a
Well,
little bit of.
actually, the previous one, because previously
Hmm,
she found out that it was some sort of navigational data.
okay, yeah, both work.
Okay, okay.
Um, it's difficult, and this is going to take the rest of the day for her.
Which one?
Um, because she can't actually look outside, figuratively, and see where the stars are. You're in metaspace, and metaspace is extremely strange with regard to real location. Um, but with some intense brain draining calculations, she can try and kind of track where stars are in real space and correlate that to the direction that the metaspace is coming from and going out to. And she can confirm that both the metaspace coming in and the metaspace. Hang on, actually. Let me look at the note because it's actually only one of those. Hmm. I goofed. I should have checked my notes for the first answer. Okay. The incoming energy is not changing, as I said. Sorry about that, Nick. The
Okay,
incoming,
just the outgoing.
just the outgoing, yes. And with that correction, she can't correlate it to any stars or gravitational bodies in real space.
Okay, okay.
That is some information, but because I goofed, I will not count that as taking an inquiry or the rest of the day.
All right. All right, the next question would be at least previously, the data suggested that it's operated by touch.
Hmm.
Now that it's in a different environment and knowing that, with the internal energies of it, can she make out more on kind of how it's being operated as in different areas suddenly have more energy or things like that to make more sense of basically where to touch it, so to speak, to basically make more of the touch interface?
She can. She can correlate uh, the where she touches it, how she touches it, how she moves it to um, whatever is pulling the direction on the outgoing side.
Okay, okay.
Mm, hang on. Yes, that is correct. A little bit more information on that is that she can actually feel the the outgoing energy has a certain pull, and as you're either continuing to move away from it in the ship, or as she um, or sorry, as you're continuing to move on the ship, or as she changes the direction the outgoing energy is going, there is either less or more of a pull. Um, what she can definitively figure out is that whatever direction that outgoing energy is is aiming towards, um, it's basically it's snapping to something in some kind of coordinates, and the the strength of that pull definitely correlates to distance as you continue traveling, or as you pull it away.
Okay, okay.
And that does take the rest of her day. Um, that was two questions. She's got one or inquiry. She's got one inquiry left to make, and it is a new day.
So we lose a system strain?
Yeah, you should have lost two system strain by this point. You are now on your third day. Dude, you are done applying that approximately, well, that 5 tons worth of scrap toward that phased charge cannon,
Mhm.
and you've got a bit of a free day.
Uh, um, well, if there was no pressing maintenance that needs to happen on the ship or anything like that, and he's done all he can with what he's got access to for the cannon, he'd actually clear a little space on the workbench down in the shop and start. Colleen's tied up in her own thing at this particular point in time, right?
Seems so.
Okay, so she's occupied herself.
Mm-hmm.
Then he would pull out the metal guitar and continue tinkering with that.
There is another email in his inbox, though.
All right. Um, I assume that by tinkering he also gets around to playing it, or is it not at that stage yet?
I don't think it's at that stage yet. This is he's taking his time with this one.
Okay.
This is he's not putting together a rough and tumble. I'm just gonna, he's already got something to play. This one, most of the entertainment value of this is the act of building it.
Okay. All right. Clark, anything he's doing? He does have some free time. He's not
Yeah.
piloting 24 hours.
Um. Huh. Eh. Just shoot some at the range. Watch some shitty TV.
Does he eat at the bridge crew mess hall? You guys actually do have a separate bridge crew mess hall, or does he eat at the common mess hall, where most of the food is actually stored?
Bridge crew.
Okay. He pops some shots off at the range. He is undisturbed. He's actually pretty close to dude at that point. They may even be in the same workshop.
What? Wait, what?
Our
Like-
gun range is kind of close to the workshop, is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think I described that the gun range actually is in one of the workshops. You guys,
I
you
got
have large workshop areas, though.
Yeah, I gather it's felt like me like it was like right nearby, like sort of next door to one.
Yeah, you've got two workshop areas that are long enough to make a decent gun range, and having a gun range in the workshop is good if you're testing weapons. It's also good just for shooting.
Well, good.
All right, Cap.
Cap's down in engineering talking with dude while he works.
Okay. And back to Colleen. She's got a day and an inquiry, well, a day of her plan, and one final inquiry she can make of this.
In that case, she would like to see if she can figure out more how that device could relate to the idea of white holes, basically.
Okay.
To kind of further refine that idea that's been spinning in her head, and especially in regards to what she saw.
I need you to tell me, how does she approach that? Is she taking the data and trying to find patterns in the data, or is she positing her theory and trying to find patterns that match that?
She is actually rather looking into the data to see if there is a pattern, since it's just the theory. She's less looking to confirm the theory and more to check how it holds up in the event of data. And what she's doing, she's also cross-referencing it with whatever data she has available on the ship, kind of scientific theories, things like that.
Okay.
So she's basically hitting the box and then looks into the data. It's just she has a decent idea in her head, and wants to see, is it supported by anything? Kind of, is there a pattern, or does it completely destroy that idea?
Okay, that's actually what I meant by the second option. I wasn't trying to say that she's cherry picking data to.
Yeah, it's not confirmation bias.
Yeah,
She's
no.
basically trying to avoid that.
She has her theory, and she's looking to see if it is supported by the data. She does have to look at specific data. She's not just looking, across the entire spectrum of the data that she has. So it is possible to enter confirmation bias or cherry picking into that, but that's how you confirm a theory, and then of course get a second opinion. All right.
But she has no peers.
She does. She doesn't know of them yet. Somebody put this together.
Oh yes, somebody out there somewhere. And what did they know really?
Right, they just saw some pretty colored blocks, or pretty white blocks, and said, these things look like they belong together.
Who outside of Star Trek uses a touch interface? No, thanks to all the data, she knows what Star Trek is. It's not an Alcar, it's a freaking Alcar system.
I actually found out that the exploding consoles in Star Trek, that's not as ridiculous as I've kept thinking it was. Magnets
not.
explode when they get superheated. And so if you've got
That and most things electronic can burn out in pretty nasty ways if they get
Yeah.
enough of a power surge.
yeah,
I've
their
seen cell phones take out chunks of wall.
their visual depiction of it looks like, yeah, okay, fireworks in the consoles, but the theory of it, the concept of it, isn't actually that outrageous. I've been mocking Star Trek wrongly for so many years.
There's
What you
plenty
should
of
mock
other
it.
things to mock.
Yeah, to mock.
Fair enough.
Lack of seatbelts.
Yeah. And oh no, we got hit. I'm throwing myself to the ground.
Yep. One rumble and your tactical officer goes flying all across. Who's firing the fucking weapons now? The one person you
Not-
actually needed.
Yeah, notwithstanding the. I think this is the third time this week that someone has gotten injured in the holodeck, or that some rogue AI has escaped.
Yeah.
Why do we have that thing on the ship again?
Well, my favorite is still the Black Mirror episode, where
Yeah.
basically she asked, "Well, what button do I press? I don't know what to press," and the answer was, "Just press any button. They all do the same thing."
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That level of research and poring over the data is going to put her outside of her desired time frame.
That's fine. She would basically throw more time at that particular question.
Okay. Okay. In that case, did I hit everybody? I think I hit everybody. We are.
Unless Cap wants to do things.
Cap is talking to Dude. We are on day 4. Anybody doing anything aside from calling? Dude still fiddling with his guitar. Cap still meandering about. Clark still shooting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead with that. Colleen, she's pushing right into the day with her books or tablet books. Your ship doesn't have great library of hyper advanced technical subjects, but she is able to find a couple of old references to white holes, really obscured, and they were difficult to find. She couldn't just search white hole. A couple
That
of
probably would have produced some way weird
I was
results.
going to say.
yeah, she did find some porn stashes in the ship's data. She
Probably in the entertainment data we got. She punched in white holes and went really, really bad from there.
But what was the most helpful for her was a theoretical model of a white hole. It has some errors that have been debunked since then, but also has some good information. And with that and all the other data and research that she's been doing, and also matching it to her theory, she can confirm, at least to herself, that this device, it is cycling metaspace because it is reaching out somewhere else. You can see where the incoming metaspace is and where the outgoing metaspace is aimed, and with those both being with the outgoing being aimed at a gravitational body, the concept that that outgoing metaspace being aimed at a black hole and the incoming metaspace being from your location would create a loop that would cause a white hole. It would essentially take all of the matter that is being sucked into a black hole in some other location and send it shooting out where you're at. Or more specifically, where the device is at. Some further tinkering. I mentioned loop. It looks like the device is intended to create a loop like that. It's not specifically designed as just a boom, here's a white hole, everything is dead now.
Okay, so it's not just, let's say, a side effect.
That is a side effect of incorrect calibration. Or not necessarily incorrect, but of, well, yes, for its intended purpose, that looks like it would be incorrect calibration. Colleen does not know what correct calibration would be at this point. So any activation is likely to produce that white hole, based on her theory and the data that fits it.
All right. So do not turn on a whim.
Yeah, do not turn on a whim.
She actually puts a paper sign somewhere. Do not turn on a whim. Hey, that's turning on the ship.
That's good information there.
I'll throw one more thing out at you, because this, I think, would become obvious. With the metaspace traveling into that sphere portion that becomes weightless when it became activated, removing that sphere would complete the connection, so to speak, and let all that whatever's making that weightless would cause the chain reaction of black hole feeding into white hole. So that is effectively your it's breaking the circuit.
Can she speculate on what energies might be released there?
White hole level energies.
All right, so slightly disastrous or unpleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, she scribbles full on that paper. Do not
Boom.
remove. Yeah, no, do not remove pieces. Results could be unpleasant. Slightly unpleasant.
Is she reporting this to the captain or crew?
Nobody has asked her. She's busy. She wrote a note.
Cap can more or less know what she's doing. There's
She understands it. But no, she's not really talking about that.
No. What I mean is, Cap more or less knows where Colleen is.
Oh, I think everyone
And
knows
what
where
she's
Colleen
doing.
is.
Yeah, and can infer from that what she's doing.
As I said, she's basically moving between her quarters and that workshop.
Okay, it is the end of the 4th day in Metaspace. Clark has said that this should be the end of your journey to Andoys, and you should be arriving shortly.
All right, guys, this should be the end of our journey to Andoys and arriving short.
I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed your stay aboard the Santa Clarita.
Very
Please
good,
exit in orderly fashion.
Uh-huh. Place your tray table in its upright position.
Is ever Once he comes back out, is everyone clapping?
Is anybody doing anything before putting down for the night? Well, for the end of the 24-hour cycle.
Cap will check on Colleen, and she'll also let we'll let the dogs out.
No, that's how that conversation sounds to Colleen. That's all Colleen hears.
She'll get the folks together again and tell them that they're about to, they're going to be arriving soon and that they're heading for Mona. And so, basically you'll be able to see a new planet with a new sun.
Okay. Chishin again says something in another language, a language that the cat does
Cap
not
will
know.
say, do you mind? Would you be willing to share that sentiment?
Ignoring her, Kevin responds to her in this foreign language again.
It was a polite inquiry.
He actually gives a little bit of an apologetic look to Cap, but answers or responds to Chishin. She says something quick and sharp again and looks kind of down. Then looks up and says, "Thank you for your hospitality. I think it will probably be best to stay
On Mona?
here on the ship."
Here? We are very glad to have you.
She kind of shrugs and she's like struggling to say, and Kevin speaks up. At least here, so far, if you're being honest with us, we know what we're dealing with. Oof.
I will do my best to always be honest with you.
Tuvon is staring at you.
She looks over at Tuvon.
He's just staring.
He's just staring. Okay.
Yeah. Mouth slightly agape.
Poor kid. Cat will say, look, I will do everything that I can to always be honest with you and to let you know what is going on. I'm glad to have you here. And I know the rest of the crew is as well.
Vander puts his hand on the boy's shoulder and says, "Well, we'll stick around too. Until you get us killed."
Hopefully that won't happen.
Yep.
I rather like living.
Yeah, I reckon
And
we do too.
We're
No, not except for the boy.
trying to figure out what happened to us and maybe try to make up for some of what we did or we are supposed to have done.
Shishin spouts something in Chinese again.
Cap will look at we'll look at Kevin.
Apologetically, he translates, "She would like some new clothes."
We will be more than happy to get new clothes. Mona has some beautiful things. And they were more than happy to trade with us for clothing before. I'm sure they'll be happy to do so again.
She nods.
And yeah, it's kind of it for Cap for them for now, I think.
Okay. Tom has gotten them on the eve of the fourth day. He's gotten them kind of back to work, assigned positions. Um, Chishin isn't working on anything of particular note yet, but she is doing some minor mechanical work around. Uh, she's not familiar with Starship construction, so she can't actually do any of the Starship maintenance or anything like that without some directed guidance. But if the toaster breaks down, she can fix that for you. If the toaster starts copping an attitude, she can fix that too.
So Nemo is fixed now?
Oh, I opened that one right up.
I was
Does that
just
mean you actually
thinking the
have a
toaster,
toaster?
like
Oh yeah.
I was thinking toaster, like, you know, the toaster from
Red Dwarf.
from City of Heroes. Our friend the toaster.
There was an android in City of Heroes, or City of Villains actually, that
Yes.
got named the Toaster.
Yes.
By
I'm just
players,
gonna
not.
go with straight up Battlestar Galactica.
Yep, that
Yeah,
too.
toasters.
All right. Is there any conversation between Cap and Colleen? Colleen is winding down. She's finished with her inquiries and gotten all that information.
Yeah, Cap would want to get the lowdown on what she found.
Cap sees 2 new notes, kind of posted on the device. Obviously handwritten.
Cap will look at Colleen and say, "Care to elaborate?"
Black holes, white holes, holes in holes. Bad idea. We cannot take this thing apart right now. It's work in progress. Have to think about it some more. Colleen hasn't even re-dyed her hair yet. Yeah, she's the epitome of the crazed scientist. She doesn't have a lab coat or anything. She's kind of just walking back and forth between the data and kind of mumbling things, kind of holding a hand up, like one hand. Black hole.
She
White
looks
hole.
like she's been going frantically all day.
Okay, I expect you to explain what all of that means to me later when you've had some sleep.
Oh, no, I had to sleep. I'm just trying to find a way to make it comprehensible.
All right, so for now, we put that thing back in the vault as it
Yes.
is.
That's fine. It's basically what it does is it does things to space.
Well, we know
Onto
that.
things.
I
Yes,
have a
it
feeling
does.
should never have put that thing together in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. At least now we can figure out what it does. But yeah, it does things to space. It does things to energies, and they all connect somehow.
And I have a feeling it's going to cause us nothing but trouble.
It'd be par
Or
for
it
the
will.
course.
I would like to say it does. It would revolutionize things about space that we never knew, but unfortunately, with that device, someone knew.
Yeah, well, there's a lot somebody knew that we don't know now.
Hey, is my drone done?
He's been a bit busy.
I got distracted. And I needed to
Alright.
relax. I wasn't gonna start in on it unless you were there to, kind of advise me on it. I know we had the blueprints and whatnot, but I wanted you involved, and you seemed all tied up with this, so I had other things I was working on.
Alright.
I'll make the same offer Cap did when you've had some time to rest.
I've Rested plenty. I've been getting sleep. I've been getting food.
Yeah, well, you need something, because,
Yes, answers.
well, you seem, when you're less frazzled, let's put it that way.
Oh no, I'm not frazzled. I'm just thinking very fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look, apart from the people who made it, nobody has ever seen this stuff or done anything similar.
As far as we know.
Yeah,
But apart from the people who made that thing.
we ain't exactly the best barometer of what's known and unknown. We're sort of missing a lot of information.
Oh, if that thing was known, you'd know. On the bright side, I can probably turn an entire sector of the galaxy into a giant black hole.
No, that's not
Yeah,
comforting.
I was going to say that's not a bright side.
I'm gonna correct you real quick there here, Nick, because Colleen does know. Unless she was specifically meaning to say black hole, she would actually turn the sector into a white hole.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But black hole, there might be might have an
Yes.
easier time understanding.
I just want to make sure that you knew, she knew the difference, and was deliberately saying black hole instead of white hole.
Yes.
Okay.
She does not at this point want to go into explanation about what white holes are, since she isn't entirely sure herself.
Sweet.
Pure theoretical at this point.
I would assume Cap would probably assume that a white hole is the opposite of a black hole.
And that's why Colleen said black hole. Also, it sounds more menacing.
White mage versus black mage. One of them sounds more menacing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cap would probably also assume that any hole in space is not a good thing. I think she's smart enough for that. But fair enough.
Oh, and leave the signs on it.
You want to type out what those signs say so we've got that saved forever?
Yeah, let me just remember what they were saying.
You can always go check the stream later, but at some point I want to see those typed in so I can
That's fine.
see them saved forever. Alright, let's mark one more new day. We have rested for 4 days, so that's how much system strain and hit points you should have recovered.
Yeah, I'm strain free.
And you arrive at Andois. I actually think that this would be a great place to call it a session. It's kind of a mini
Feels like a
cliffhanger.
solid.
You don't know what Andois' reaction is going to be to you.
I will be severely disappointed if they immediately try to shoot us out of the sky.
If they do or don't immediately try to shoot you.
If they do.
Why would that be disappointing?
Because they met us before. They knew who we were.
Mm-hmm.
So shooting us out of the sky at this point would, be a major disappointment.
Especially since you came here for Haven.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I would be more comfortable with them turning us away.
Well, you survived your first ship combat.
Barely.
We ran away from our first shift combat.
Yeah.
Well, running away is still surviving.
Yeah.
Any fight you can walk away from is a fight you won.
Well, it's a fight you survived.
Yeah.
I didn't say you won your first ship combat.
Do we level?
You actually do.
Wait, what?
Yes. I've been terrible at tracking XP, but I know approximately where I want you to level up. And this session was actually the first session in Chapter 2.
Wait, how much XP do we have now?
I have no idea.
12.
Okay.
12.
That's why the session 16 log says, and this will be the second to last post here.
Yeah, so we're level 4 now?
You're level 4 now.
Okay. I have to figure out what all that entails again.